on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention, I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step, I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Pay attention, I'm on a mission. I'm there with a vision. Got a passion, making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now.
You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey. La 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 la, let's go. It's day 24. Day 24. Hold on, let me, okay. Man, it's already been the 24th day of November. Day 24. It's probably about 10% of guys who started hashtag triple N who are still on it, who have not relapsed. And of course, we don't look down upon no man, because it's just a trial and error. It's just a challenge. It's just we're just loving our lives. We're just making life better for ourselves. We know you could accomplish a lot of other feats in life, But semen retention is the hardest feat that you will ever undertake. I applaud you for even trying. I applaud you for even getting on it. I applaud you for even watching content on it. Yes, you deserve a handshake. You deserve a pat on the back. Because a lot of men just hear it and click off and click away. Man, you can master any other science, including rocket science. But holding yourself back sexually? I don't think so. So just trying deserves an applause. Just trying deserves to be congratulated. And so here we are, another day on semen retention. Look at my face, bro. I'm glowing. My skin has been clearing up and it's amazing. I just keep going. People just keep getting drawn to me. I stay motivated. And so here we are again with another session, seeking to inspire you, seeking to work with you, answer your questions, joke with you a little bit, talk about certain things that regard men, masculinity, your kingdom, because you are a king. And I want you to remember that. You should never forget that you are a king. We are here to redeem ourselves from a soul-snatching addiction, nefarious addiction. And we are here to instill productive, healthy, beautiful, dynamic habits that will help us to take our lives from mediocrity to excellence. Habits, practices, mindsets that will take us from mediocrity to excellence. That will take us from weakness to power. Sadness, depression to joy and bliss. This is the life that I live, my friends. Just being here tonight is a testimony of the power of change. Just being here with you tonight is a testimony to the power of Nofap and semen retention. Do not underestimate the power of these two practices combined. Have I fallen? Hell yeah, 1,000,000 times. Have I gotten up? 1,020,000 times. I've gotten up more than I have fallen. That's why I'm still here. And what does that mean for you? You relapse? Man, forget about that. Let's keep moving, bro. We don't have time to waste. We don't have time wasting on depression and being sad about a relapse. Yes, it's a drag after. Yes, it's like now it's a steep climb after. Yes, but life still goes on. We're still in the game. We're still alive. We're still breathing. God is still within us. We still have a purpose to fulfill. We still have a vision to pursue. So, I've fallen, but I've gotten up more times than I have fallen. And that's why I'm here. I refuse to stay down. I refuse to get beaten by life and stay down. I refuse to be sad and depressed because of circumstances in life, because of an addiction, because of a practice. I refuse. Because I'm telling you, bro, I've been birthed in this bitch. So this bitch belongs to me. This life belongs to me. I've been birthed here. Whoever brought me here, and I'm not talking about my parents. I'm talking about the universe. I have the right to be here as much as every other man and every other woman has the right to be on this planet and has the right to make their lives what they please and live it according to them and not according to societal programming. That's why I'm here. And so I've also stepped into my calling. And that's why I'm here talking to you, seeking to inspire, seeking to motivate you, seeking to plant a seed of hope in you. Because every time I tell a little bit about my story and you see where I am right now, you get encouraged. I got a comment yesterday or today that says, man, I'm binging on your videos. That's what I needed. Thank you for creating this content. I'm happy. Thank you very much. That's all it takes. That for that one man binging on my videos. And I've already had over 100 and some videos. I've had over 100 and some videos. Right now it's got to be 120. 120 in about October, about 14 months, going for 15 months. I just put it out there. And guess what? I still feel like I'm not creating enough content. I'm telling you, I feel guilty sometimes. Not because anybody's expecting it. Where some men are expecting it. But I'm like, man, I should have made a video today. Oh man, oh gosh, it's been 2 days or 3 days without a live, without a video. I should put something out there for a man. But I have this many videos and I know they're helping a lot of guys. This is what it's about. And so when you recover, when you get strengthened, when you get to the place of where I am right now, or of a place where you can give back, you will do what you need to do. However, you will give back. Maybe you will start a local business, an online business. You will write a book, a website. You will become a teacher. Whatever it is that you will step into as your calling will be the way that you step forward to help the men to come to be on the right path, to be on the right journey. And so let's go talk. Tonight, I am having the pleasure to interview Boss at Home. He's a new YouTuber. In fact, he said that I inspired him to start his channel, and he's been dropping a lot of content. I've gotten him a number of subscribers right away. Not a lot, less than 10, but it's something. Full of energy. He is on Semen Retention. He's on Nofap. He has something he's professing, boss at home, being a boss at home. I've watched a few of his videos where he talks about where he came from. He went to the neighborhood where he grew up to make a video with the apartment in the background. I respect men like that, because we do have a past and we have to be able to gauge where we come from. I always say progress is the true name of the game, because perfection has no benchmark, but progress is, first of all, measurable. You can measure progress. You can see where you were and where you are at now. And progress is scalable. You can realize, oh, I've done 10, where I can do 50 and scale it to 50. Perfection, forget about that. Perfection has no such benchmarks. And so the goal was to have him on video, but we encountered some technical issues. But guess what? We are survivors, baby. We are survivors. We are relentless. And so we're going to bring him on audio. And before we do so, let's touch base with whoever is in the chat. We have about 6 guys. Man, 6 guys is 600 to me. I don't care whoever else is on and they have 600. If I have 6, that's 6 men who want to be on semen retention. That's 6 men, 6 souls who want to impact life. That's 6 souls. By the way, guys, give me an equal amount of likes. That's 6 souls who want to love themselves. 6 men who want to love themselves. And that's all that matters. I'm, sometimes I think I do have 1 or 2 females watching incognito. I don't know who's, I don't want to say stalking me, but who's paying attention and who's enamored by me. Plenty of them, this energy, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of warmth, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of honesty and truthfulness and depth to this here. And so would a woman want to drop on my lives and stay incognito? Hell yeah. All the time. And so who's in the house? Let's see who's in the house before we jump on that interview and talk to our brother. Good evening, my brother. Hello to all Nofap brothers worldwide. Indeed, worldwide, baby. Day 17. Hey, keep going, my brother. Keep going. You're still on the journey. Thank you, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Say something in the comment before we jump on that phone call with Boss at Home. Say something in the comment. Let's connect. Put some chats. Say something. The chats help. Well, you know what I'm saying. They help the video be recommended. Although YouTube doesn't really, but it's okay. Whatever YouTube is doing, it's enough. So like the video for me so far, and let's talk in the chat for now before we bring our dear brother on. John, did I get you already? Yeah. I think I got you already. Thanks for being here, man. Day 17. More power to you, my brother. More power to you. Self-love. About 9 guys. Let's jump on that phone call. Boss at Home, if you're listening, ring me. Yeah. Hebrew Loss. Welcome, my brother. Hit me up. Boss at Home. Hit me up. And while you're calling, I'll be back, guys, while he's calling. But first, if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing. I have nothing but practical insights and information for you if you are getting on Nofap and semen retention. If you browse my channel, I guarantee you will find videos that will help you on any stage that you may be on this journey. Because I covered this journey entirely, because this journey is really made up of 3 stages, and I have covered all of the 3 stages. So do yourself a favor, subscribe, and also check my link for Patreon for a coaching opportunity with me. The guys that I have been coaching, their lives are being changed and expanded daily. I mean daily. So you could be one of them. If you're ready, I'm ready. Because I am excited and thrilled to help my brothers to become alive, dynamic, present, jovial, free as I am. And so we are back right here. I see you. Okay, I see you. My brother, are you on? Can you hear me? Boss at Home. All right, give me 1 second. Let me send you. All right, give me 1 second. Go ahead. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
There you go. My brother, how we doing?
I'm doing excellent. How you doing, brother?
Man, I am wonderful. It's good to have you. All right, guys. This is our brother, Boss at Home, fellow YouTuber. And he is the man that we are going to interview tonight. I don't know if you guys have seen him before somewhere on YouTube, but he has this crazy energy. I really wanted him on video. 'Cause he has this crazy energy, like crazy energy. I always get a good laugh when I watch your videos. So tell us, is that energy nurture or nature?
Well, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I actually believe that it's a combination of both.
Dang.
I believe it's a combination of both.
Perfect answer. You have some of that naturally, and then you nurture that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good. So,
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no, go ahead.
All right. So, tell us a little bit about you. A little bit about you, your journey.
Okay.
So, where you from?
I'm out here on the East Coast. Okay. I was born in Washington, D.C. on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Raised out in the neighboring surroundings, the DMV as they call it. And just like everybody else, I was susceptible to my environment,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's things that I saw when I walked out of my front door as a child, or whether it was the movies, the TV, radio, or all of these things. It's like it's bioengineered, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
to get men amped up and ramped up.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the point where we just can't control ourselves, and usually that results in going to porn and all kinds of other things, because it's not just the porn that does it. Porn comes with numerous other things, and that's why I'm glad to see you doing what you're doing out here, because you struck a chord with me. But about having things nature and nurture, it goes back to semen, because I believe every man and woman, right now we're talking about men though, when you're born, all of us are born women, because once the sexual act happens, it's 300 to 400 million sperm that is released. So the fact that you made it through, you're a born winner. And once you can grasp that, that's that nature, and then you can just nurture it.
Yes.
And that's what I've been trying to do, and you are helping me do that. I want to say shout out to you and Man Superpower. You doing your thing, and you like a beacon of hope for brothers out here all over the world. Definitely appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the beautiful words. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I am encouraged. My pleasure. I am encouraged every time I hear a good word or a kind word like that. So tell us, what are some of the things that you experienced that either led you to porn and also maintain the habit in your life? And I'm talking about, was it depression? Was it lifestyle? Was it lack? Or was it mindset? Or yeah.
Okay, that led me to get to porn to begin with.
Yes, and kept you there.
Okay, I think for me personally, it was a combination of everything that I've seen and heard since I was a little child. I think it's all been leading up to the point to get you to once you have it in your mind and you understand what sex is, from that very moment, your life is never the same as a male. And once that gets in your head, I mean, it's constantly everywhere you go. The clothing, especially for the brothers here in America. I know this is a worldwide thing, but right now I'm just speaking for the brothers that's right here. Every time we come out our front door, all you see is big old breasts, big old booties, skin tight pants, twerking. It's kind of like a sexual overload. So whether you want to or not, at some point in time, every man is going to have to deal with that porn factor, whether you're going to engage in it, whether you're not. I remember one time, this is how crazy it is when I look back on it. There was this dollar store in the neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was years ago. I was going into that store, and they sold all kinds of things, household things, you name it. But they also had a little section in the back where it says, under 18, don't go. And that's where they sold all the adult movies. Now, at this time, I'm under 18, but every red-blooded male, you see something like that, it says adult section, 18 and over only. Of course, I'm 17. I'm going to want to stroll up in there to see what's going on. And, of course, they didn't stop any of the younger guys when they started to go back there. They actually wanted us to go back there because we were putting money in their pocket if you would have purchased. This is in the VCR, VHS days. You know, the youngsters might not know about that, but the OG brothers, we know about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess it was just so acceptable. And it was almost, well, I'm not going to say almost, it's downright encouraged. Because I done heard stories of brothers, even right now to this day, just outright, openly talking about going home and jerking off, how they can't wait. And I'm like, hold up.
Correct.
I know that this is not normal, but it is normal.
Yeah.
I mean, guy was just saying how he goes home and how he can't just go right home and jerk off. He has to find the right movie, so that could take an hour or 2 or 3. I'm like, oh man.
Right.
Okay, now I know this wormhole goes deep, but I never been in a setting where, I mean, it was numerous people around, and he was just saying this stuff, and he wasn't saying it like it was a problem. He was saying it like, I can't wait to go home right now. I was like, wow, man.
Right.
But hey, that's the world we live in, and that's why, like I said, once again, I love what you're doing, because semen retention is just like, it's literally a seed, and it opens up to a whole nother world if you got the patience and the strength to actually test it out.
Mm. Yes, I have heard men say in public, you just can't go home to get for them to get to get off porn and it's whether they were boasting about it, whether they feel good saying it. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I actually have a good buddy of mine who's from Haiti also. We were talking, he's married with several children. We were talking and he said, oh, whenever my wife denies me sex, I don't care. If I touch her and, she kind of pushes me away, I don't care. I just go and jerk off. And she knows it. She knows I just go in the shower. And then that was in front of her. And I looked at her like, and she confirmed like, yeah, like, so basically I think the confirmation that she gave me meant that helped her in a sense. If she doesn't want to have sex, she just says no. And she has comfort that where he's watching porn, not going out there and doing other girls, which he was also doing. So, but that was for the rest of us, not for her. So I have.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What damages has porn caused in your life? And I'm looking for losses or difficulties that lasted years, things that really things that really like erected themselves as a barrier in front of you.
Okay. I would think that, okay, just for me, because I know it affects everybody different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it affected my frame of thought. And here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because of the obvious, okay, the sex and the porn, but the fact is, and I didn't realize it then, using semen, it gives you brain damage. Some of this stuff I'm just barely understanding today. Like, even now, as I'm talking to you, things are popping in my head right now that Like they never would have popped in that rapidly and that deeply, but that's where I'm at with it now, and only because I started to save that semen. But yeah, it causes brain damage, and it affects everything in life. It affects your ability to be able to build and maintain relationships, whether that is a business relationship, family relationship, a romantic relationship. It affects the way you go about your job, your daily tasks. It affects your thought process. I had no idea. It was basically affecting every single walk of life. And the biggest way I would say that it hindered me is brain damage. And a lot of people, they won't classify that as that, but just the way I look at it. Our brain is not sitting around in our skull on a dry surface. It's sitting inside a lot of fluid. And a lot of that fluid contains sperm, contains semen.
Right.
Semen is like
energy.
It's such a preservation, a life giver, a protector. It's so many things that we never even would consider. It takes actually somebody like you over here, Man Superpower, and anybody else who's doing the work. It takes brothers like that to bring attention to this, because we can breeze through our life and never even consider these things.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it made me. Like I said, the loss of semen, whether you watching porn, jerking off, having sex too much, it destroys your whole life. Anything that destroys your brain is destroying your life, because your brain is your life. That's why I talk about a lot of time in Boss at Home, self-talk. Self-talk is what's going to bring you in. Self-talk is going to make you or break you. And the more semen that you have, the better self-talk you can have. If you coach yourself up.
Interesting. Yeah. So we're gonna get to the positive effects of semen retention and all that. Let's stay a little bit on the damages that you experienced with porn, right? So any particular job that you lost because of that, any relationship that didn't work that you can look back and say, hey, I think porn accounted for 75% of the demise of that relationship?
Okay, you know what? I can bring you out this one right here. I remember some time ago, right? Once again, this is before I had any knowledge of, semen retention or any of that stuff. One of my exes that I used to date, and she was a very religious person at this time, a spiritual person, however you want to deem that. At this time, however, I was not. Okay? And I could not understand at all what some of the things that she was telling me, or some of the things that she was even showing me. Only now when I look back. Because once again, my mind was being depleted because I was having sex, busting semen, and of course still jerking off, busting semen.
Correct.
And this is what my ex told me. I didn't understand this back then. Because of her spiritual walk, even though she would succumb sometimes, right, and give her brother cheeks, I would have sex. She would tell me, boss at home, I know you be feeling good after you have sex with me and you get the cheeks and everything. He said, but once you be gone, I be in here crying by myself. I said, oh my God. Crying? What do you mean? I'm like, I don't understand how she can be crying when I just had the best feeling of my life. And it was just like a double-edged sword, but I couldn't understand. I understood it for her sake, but I really couldn't grasp it. And
so what did she mean?
I think
what did she mean? Like what happened to her that she would be there crying?
This is what she told me. Once it all played out and panned out, she had basically told me that because of her spiritual faith and her spiritual walk, she told me the very first time that we had sex that she knew the relationship was not going to last. I said, well, how do you know that? She said, because she already had in her mind that she really liked me and she really cared about me, and that she knew if she gave in to having sex with me, that it was no way that she would be able to, one, hold her ground and stay in her spiritual lane where she said she didn't want to have sex anymore outside of marriage. And I couldn't fault anybody for that, then or now, whether I understood it or not at the time. I couldn't fault her for it. But that's exactly where she was at. And I really couldn't understand that thing back then. But she was basically saying it was tearing her apart because the sexual thing is a spiritual thing.
Right.
She said that basically God was getting angry at her, and she couldn't choose against me and God. I said, you know what? I definitely can't fight against God. I wouldn't even dare try to fight against God. Only a fool to try that.
So she was a Christian. she was yeah.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. But I still, we still, even to this day, we cool and everything right now to this day. Even though I'm not the guy back then, you know what I'm saying, that I am today.
Right.
But it's that process, man. That process.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Get your questions ready for both at home. So, how do you remember when you actually realized that PMO was a problem in your life? Not just something you do to escape to go have fun, but actually something that's actually destroying your life?
When did I realize? I think maybe subconsciously I realized it before I actually realized. And matter of fact, I would say, yeah, it would have to be, because I remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
I once again, going back to the VCR days, right? I just had a bunch of VCR tapes and all that, and I know all the brothers out there know what I'm talking about. It's just like the olden days, I guess guys would have magazines. Maybe back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they had Playboy magazine.
Right.
How early we had the VCR
Right.
tapes and stuff like that. I had a rack of those tapes one day, man, and I don't know what made me do it. I rounded them all up, bagged them up, and went out and trashed them.
Trash them.
Yeah. And now, even now, it's funny. I kid you not. It's funny that you said that, because I probably would have never remembered that had you not just asked me that. And I know I did it, but that was like out of my mind. Like I would never remember that had you not asked me that.
That's the power of communicating. That's the power of exchanging.
Oh man, that's deep right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I realized, like I said, I guess at that point I must have realized that it was a problem, because why would I go and do something like that?
Right. So how did you begin to, I guess, seek for help? Did you Google something, or was it still in the age of YouTube? Like, did you? Right. So let's say.
Go ahead.
So let's say when you realize, okay, you know what? I think actually this is not helping me. And that was my realization, right? It was like, I used to think that I would go and do this thing to make me feel good, but now I don't think it's making me feel good no more. I think it's destroying me. And then I begin to say, well, I want to get help. And of course, in the earlier days before social media, I would try to talk to older men. And of course, guess what? They would tell me, hey, it's normal. You just have a lot of sex energy. You just want to have sex. Just find you some girls and have sex, And I understood. I realized that nobody understood. And I gave up. And then later on, I started again. And by that time, social media was in full effect. So I could Google something, and later on YouTube. But there wasn't any information on YouTube. Now, there was some information on Google. So did you go and Google something? Or,
actually, I didn't do that. And once again, I think this is a part of, if you line 10 different guys up, you'll have 10 different stories and 10 different experiences.
Right, that is correct. Yep.
Yeah. And for me, my experience, what happened, I guess I started looking inside. know, and I didn't know at the time that I was doing the right thing. I had no idea that was the right thing to do, but something was propelling me to that. And well, I know what it is. I'm not gonna feel like it was God.
The divine, right?
God of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He was propelling me to that.
Right.
And when he moved, a lot of us, right, we think that we have free will, and I get it. To an extent, we do.
Mm-hmm.
To an extent, we do. But if you believe in the Bible, and I'm not trying to tell anybody to believe in it, I'm telling them that's what I believe in. And that Bible tells you that when you go to sleep at night, that God, he sends messengers and angels. And while you're asleep, because when you sleep, that's when you're the most susceptible. You got your mouth shut and your ears open. He sends those angels, those messengers. No matter what you think you got planned, those messengers and angels whisper something in your ear, and they tell you what you're going to do, and then you're going to do that. A lot of people say, "Oh man, I don't believe in that." And here's my thing with this. I always say this: it doesn't matter whether I believe. It doesn't matter whether anybody believes. It only matters if it's true.
Right. Right.
If what I'm saying is not true, then hey, it doesn't matter. But if it is true, then it matters a world of beings. And that's what I know started propelling me to move away from certain things that were very detrimental. Even if I didn't quite understand it, if I would have a gut feeling that's strong enough to say, hey, start stepping to the left, I know I better start stepping to the left.
Correct.
That's what propelled me.
So
I knew the way that I was feeling wasn't right, and it was affecting everything. Because like losing your semen all the time, once again, whether it's from your girl having sex, your wife every day, jerking off, porn, whatever, constantly depleting, you are not going to be in your right state of mind.
correct.
You're not going to be aware. You're not going to know that you're not in your right state of mind, because basically almost the whole entire world is losing semen every day at an all-time high. So everybody's walking around basically out of their mind,
Right.
not even knowing.
That is correct. That is correct. What for us is a problem is the norm in society. It's the norm. You know, the guy is walking half asleep. His face is all jacked up and messed up. He staggers a lot. He stutters a lot. He has no his speech is not congruent and he's ambiguous. But that's normal for men. That's normal for men.
Yeah.
Because his brain operates on a low supply of semen energy, of sex energy, and that's normal for men. But for us, we know, oh gosh, that's not normal. Well, that's not where we want to be. That's not what we want to experience. Now, let's get to the juice of the thing. You just said it. How is life on semen retention? I have a video where I talked about a life in the day of a man who is on semen retention, and I said a whole bunch of things like blissful shit. So how is life on semen retention? Go for it. Anything from the mental, the emotions, all the way to practical things like getting shit done, getting out of bed and going and getting work done. Go for it.
Okay. I think that it's absolutely one of the ways that I can describe it is being born again and starting to become person who you were meant to be. And I know people have said that before. I've heard people say that before, but you really start to understand when you on this thing for real, you start to almost metamorphosize. You turn into a whole nother being, a whole nother creature. I remember one day, this was back like when I first started on this thing, right? Because I remember one time when I did semen retention, I didn't even know that I was doing semen retention. That's a whole nother story.
Right.
But I'm talking about when I actually got it in my mind that, hey, there's a thing called semen retention out here, and I'm going to engage in it. I remember when I got to like day 7 or day 8. I kid you not. I just woke up out of bed. I didn't do nothing different than I normally do, but I woke up, and when I woke up, all of a sudden, I had this feeling of strength come over me.
Mm.
And I'm talking about this ain't no make believe. I had a feeling of like physical strength, like
Simpson.
I started like feeling my muscles, if you will. Not that I'm no muscular hulking kind of guy, but I started feeling whatever muscles I do have, day 7, day 8, I really became extremely conscious of any muscles that I had. And I was like, whoa, I feel like a gun that's loaded and cocked, and I'm ready to go.
I fired a couple of shots.
As far as like, as far as like my mind state, I'm finding out every day more and more. I'm blowing my own mind with the things that I'm able to learn and the things that I'm able to constantly retain and remember.
Yes.
Semen retention is like it's like for your cell phone. It's like memory gigs. When you save your semen, you're saving memory in your mind. And when you let that out, it's like taking everything that you study in one particular course. When you ejaculate, you letting all of that stuff that you learned out.
Preach.
Semen is like a memory bank.
Preach.
And I know that from proof because one of the ways I've been a horrible math person all my life, right? I've been horrible. These last 5 to 6 months, I mean, I put work into it, but I started to understand basic things in math that I never could understand my whole freaking life.
Wow.
And now I'm starting to grasp.
Wow.
And I know it's because of semen retention.
It is.
All kinds. I had people calling me. I had family members, some homeboys, people reaching out to me. I had one of my exes from goodness knows almost 10, 15 years ago. I thought that she hated my gut. She reached out to me on Instagram. I said, oh my gosh, what the hell is going on? But it's a beautiful thing though, and I'm just getting started. I'm loving this thing. I'm loving what you're doing over here, and man, Superpower, you are a very heavy inspiration to me and other brothers too. Because I remember, like I could be right here just 10 hours talking, right? I'm not gonna do that though. But I will tell you, I was sitting on the edge of my bed one night, and I was already pretty deep in the semen retention. Mm-hmm. And some kind of way, I came across your vid, and I started binge watching your content. And you started making me think. And I knew that I found your channel. It was because that's my next step in this journey. I heard that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Correct. That is true. That's a true statement. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
And listening to you, watching your stuff, I said, you know what? I got all this energy, and I feel it working for me. What's the next gear that I can kick into to get it to work even more? I said, you know what? I got to start me a business. I got to be a boss. I got to be a boss while I'm working from home. And that's what started it right there.
We're going to get there. Dang. So walk us through Harvey's in the house. Good to see you, man. Let's see what Harvey's saying real quick.
Yeah.
With being in semen retention. Oh, it's a question for you. Here we go. I think with being in semen retention, have you started to see people for who they really are, like having the sunglasses on from the movie They Live? Yeah, I think I know that movie. I think I remember which movie he's referring to. So he's asking, have you realized, while on semen retention, have you realized who people really are?
Yes, definitely. Most definitely. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's kind of scary when you can see, sometimes you can see right through somebody. Mm-hmm. They don't have to say a word. You know everything. And I think maybe some of that maybe comes from the environment that I grew up in, and the rest of it comes from semen retention. And with those two combined, it's like a superpower. You can almost sense when people are lying to you. You can sense when they bullshit you. You can sense when people are genuinely honest or genuinely evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Your intuition is keen now. You can sense, and even so let's say even in times of disagreement or miscommunication, you will still see or feel the energy. Okay, this is a miscommunication. This is a misunderstanding. It's not an issue for me to get rid of. I understand it. Yeah. Here is another question for you from Hebrew Laws. What was your method of denying yourself daily? I'm going through trials and tribulations of my own emotions and spirit. Resisting is one of aspect, but what do you do with that turmoil? So answer the first question. What was your method of denying yourself daily? I think that's a good question. Is it clear to you?
Gotcha. What do I do with the turmoil? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, now, I think that urges, like, how do you,
how to deal with the urges,
what method do you use to, I guess, resist your urges, fight the urges? Basically, like I said, denying yourself the energy that's pushing you towards experiencing that pleasure. Basically, fighting your urges and staying off porn and not jerking off. What one method have you used?
Okay. These are some of the methods that I use. Once again, I'll give that disclaimer, this journey affects everybody different, right?
Correct. That is true.
This is what I use right here. And this is what I think everybody should do. Once you find something that works for you, you share it with your brothers and you help them get built up. That's how we all win. And what I do is, it's a few things I do. One of the first things I do is I acknowledge the fact that I'm feeling that way. If I see a big old booty or some big old breasts, or I just happen to be scrolling down the TV and I see something twerking, I don't act like I didn't see it, because that's a recipe for disaster too. I acknowledge it. I saw it, and it made me feel a certain kind of way. And my next step is, what am I going to do about it? And I say, okay, I can go ahead. I can either jerk off, I can watch porn, I can call up a honey and try to bang her out. But then immediately following my release, how am I going to feel? So what I try to do is I transport myself to that moment of me watching porn, jerking off, or calling up a sweetheart and blowing her back out. I transport myself to that moment after I ejaculate. How will I feel with my decision? And I know how that's going to make me feel. And then I say, you know what? I don't think that's worth it. So I hold that in my mind. What am I going to pay? Because there's a cost for everything. And I ask myself, am I willing to pay that cost? That's the mental side. And then, depending on what time of day it is, where I'm at, I might jump down and do some push-ups. If I can't do some push-ups, maybe I'll do some jumping jacks, go for a jog. Maybe I'll read a positive quote. And actually, sometimes I do this. Mm-hmm. I won't use that kind of language on this show, but sometimes, man, I go into a fit, and I will call myself all kinds of names.
I know it.
I mean, I will be, you know what I mean, right, brother?
Nah, I mean, I say a few profanities, a few words over here and there, because look, we have to connect, and this is not monetized. I can't make money with those videos. They don't make money. They only make sense. If I make any money from YouTube, I've only gotten $100 from YouTube, and they were super chats. So I don't have a problem. Yeah. Everybody, we need to connect. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't spare myself to talk to myself. I've had to say, listen, nigga, you're gonna stay off this. You're gonna get your ass off the house, go for a drive. You're not touching this computer tonight. You hear me? I know exactly what you're talking about. I said, nah, you ain't doing this, motherfucker. You're not gonna do this. So that's self-talk. That's strict self-talk, disciplinary self-talk. Yep. That's how I know you for real. Right. That's how I know you for real.
Yes, sir.
So
you got to be a drill sergeant on yourself. That's gonna help you too. You got to be a drill sergeant. Whatever you need to hear, whatever you need to do. And one thing too, you can remind yourself of everything that you do. Right. Once again, this is why I like to lean on that Bible, because whether people believe it or not, the Bible is the only book that tells the past, present, and the future. And the fact that we even being tempted to jerk off, do porn, continually bust nuts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we tempted with that 24 hours a day, if we can resist that, just like there's a punishment for it, if we can't resist it and we overindulge, there will be a reward for it if we can reel ourselves in.
Correct.
And I'm not talking about some pie in the sky once you die. Although, yes, there is an afterlife. I'm talking about right now,
here,
while
right
you're
now,
walking around alive,
right here
on this earth, you will get benefits. Yes,
right
today,
here,
if you do what's right.
Correct.
And when we let ourselves sell our semen so much, we being sexually reckless. And when you're sexually reckless, there will be consequences.
If I understand your answer to the what method do you use to fight your urges, and to deny yourself daily, you're saying there is a mental component. You first of all acknowledge that you're feeling that way. You acknowledge that you're being triggered. And I am agreeing with you 100, 1,000, 100,000 times. The first step is acknowledgement. Acknowledge that you are high on, you're horny now. Acknowledge that you're being triggered. Acknowledge that, look, man, this energy is on me. Something is seeking me. Like, look, man, I'm on fire right now.
Yeah.
And then once you acknowledge that, you go to find something to do of the many things that exist to help you fight that. And that's the second part, which is the physical part. Whether it's leaving the house, going for a walk, going for a drive, going to the gym, going to swim, going to play an instrument that you play, or whatever it is. As soon as after you acknowledge it, it's time to take action. And I have to tell you guys, here is where most guys are stuck, boss at home. They don't want to carry out the physical disciplines that will help this new habit to stick, the semen retention habit to stick, and that will help to fight PMO. They want to remain stuck to their phones, to their video games, everything else on social media, watching TV at home, laying on the couch, being lazy, and they want this thing to be done solely and entirely mental. It cannot be done. Because when you jerk off, you use your body to jerk off also. I talk about rewiring your brain. Guess what? You have to rewire your cells too. You have to re-educate your cells. You have to re-educate your muscles. You have to go other places, perform other movements with your body to create that new consciousness where your mind and your body both operate on that new level of consciousness. And also, my friend who just asked the question, there's no magic pill, there's no magic wand. You have to put the work in. Are you going to relapse? Yes, you're going to relapse. But get off, dust yourself off and keep going, because it's really a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So
that's right.
So acknowledge it first, and then do something. I think Tony Robbins says, change your physiology. When you change your physiology, that means you change your body for that moment. You leave your current environment, go to another current environment, change your movements. Once you do that, you will affect your mind actually much faster than if you just think something that it will affect your body. Actually, your body affects your mind faster than your mind affects your body. They both affect each other. But your body affects your mind faster than your mind affects your body. So that was a good question. So on semen retention, what is a typical morning like? I don't wake up before 12 in the day unless I'm running. Like I've been running every Saturday morning. Because I go to bed late too. I can go to bed all the way to 7 and 8 in the morning, So what is the mental process for you when you wake up? What thoughts come to your mind usually? Or what practice do you have to keep you grounded and stay on the journey when you first wake up?
Okay. Well, usually when I first wake up in the morning, it depends on what I got going on. But a normal, if I'm waking up in the morning, I like to go get me a cup of coffee.
I know
After
that.
I get me a cup of coffee, I like to either think of some kind of good positive quote, or either I'm going into the Bible to meditate my mind on something that will uplift my spirit and my body, reading through the Bible. And then I'm going to go get me some exercise in. I could be going for a jog, or I could just go out and just work out at the park. Or I may go get me a bike ride in. I'm going to do something physical.
Yes.
I like to do my exercise outdoors. Even if it's cold outside, I still like to be outdoors if I can.
Interesting. So you get up in the morning, you remember to do something for this journey that you're on. You don't just get up and live your life on autopilot, moving to whatever may come your way. I like to say you have to renew your commitment daily. This journey must be renewed every single day. And that's why guys fall off this journey, because they cannot renew it every day. They think the last decision they made last Monday is going to carry out for the rest of life. Nope. You have to renew this decision every single day. Hell, you have to renew it throughout the day. That depends how strong you are. I know once I renew it in the morning, I'm good for the rest of the day. But there are times I have to renew that commitment during the day. Because I hope you know that I experience temptations as well. I hope you know that I experience those thoughts as well. I hope you know that I see the women on the road. I live in Atlanta, baby. You better believe I see the women. And I see those cleavages. I see those ties. I see those yoga pants. I see them. And something in me wants to tear that ass up. Something in me wants to go for it. I've met women who told me straight up, when you're ready to bust that nut, you call me and get all this. Because they're like, nah, there's no such thing. We're going to have sex and you're not going to come. So there are times that I have to renew my commitment several times a day in the day. And that's important. That's important. And that's my work. And that's where I stay on this journey. I teach certain psychological principles that other guys, they teach whatever they've been blessed to teach. You have to renew your commitment when you wake up. When I wake up, I'll tell you what, when I wake up, when my eyes open, it doesn't matter what thoughts already started coming. I make a decision. I choose my own thoughts. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day. Gosh, I'm alive. Gosh, I'm on Semen Retention. Oh my God, I am single, free, not married, not in a relationship. Oh yeah, that's something to rejoice for right now. And be like, I'm free. I can do what I want to do. God is good. Life is good. No body aches. Because on porn, I used to wake up with excruciating body aches, pains in my body. And then I choose my best thoughts. And usually I start a series of affirmations. And then that just get me to jump off the bed and my day has started. And then from that point on, everything is physical. So there needs to be a sort of a ritual in the morning, a self-talk, a way that you remind yourself that you're on this journey and you will commit yourself to the journey. So boss at home. Now tell us, guys, you can get some more questions up. Man, guys, I've been at 12 likes for a long time, and guys, I've been going in and out. If you don't like the content, I understand. But if you do, remember to like the video. So get some questions. Send some questions in, guys, for this man. Because my goal is, right, to talk to the average man who's on Nofap and Semen Retention. I'll go on the road and find the average man whose face glow, whose face lights up. That's who I go and talk to, whether it's online or in real life. I know there are other YouTubers. Everybody wants to interview. No, I don't want to interview those guys. I don't want to talk to them. Even if they would want to talk to me, because their channels are bigger than mine anyway. But I don't want to talk to them. Everybody knows them. These guys are out there. I want to talk to the average guy that you don't know about.
God.
And I want you to know, to see how he's handling his life in that area. What progress? Because guess what? Not every guy who's succeeding on this journey is online. They're out there.
Yeah.
And so, how did you? So basically, where did the name Boss at Home come from?
The name Boss at Home came from that night. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, and when I said, I have to start my own business, it's not an option. I must start my own business. And I started thinking of names to name my business. And I said, well, the name of my business should have something very closely related to do with what I'm about. And what I'm about, in a nutshell, to keep a long story short, I'm going to be teaching people how to use savage self-talk to build themselves up to the point where they can take massive action. Because everything starts with our thinking, with our mind. Our mind is the most complicated, powerful machine on this planet Earth. And because of, for many of us men, because we have a lack of semen in our bodies most of the time, we never even come close to cracking the surface of what we can do. And what I'm realizing is that savage self-talk is the only way. It's not one of the ways. And for me, it's the only way. And if I always deal with myself in a real savage, harsh manner with my self-talk, I'm going to hold myself accountable to the mental work and the physical work. So like you said, a lot of brothers, sometimes they don't want to go out and do the physical part.
Right.
You got to have both, the physical and the mental. Or also the mental could be the spiritual. You got to have them both. And when they're working together, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Correct. I agree. And so you started a channel. Now I remember you said something along the line that I inspired you to start the channel.
Yes.
Okay.
When I was binge watching your content, right? And I still do binge watch, and I'm sure I'm probably going to binge watch some more later on this evening, right? But from listening to all your content, like I said, you brought me to the next level, to the next elevation of what I should be thinking about. How I can, when you was talking about sexual transmutation, because, and you brought up Napoleon Hill, and now that you got all this energy, you can't just sit back and twiddle your thumbs. You need to make a move with this energy.
Correct.
And that's what got me on I have to come up with my own business. And I before I came up with the name Boss at Home, I probably had like 20 other names that was in competition. And Boss at Home was the one that won out.
That's
so
how I know.
Make Boss at Home a worldwide name by the time I get finished with it. That's my goal. I'm pushing Boss at Home to the universe.
It's catchy.
And basically, I want to show every regular day guy, or sometimes they call him Joe Blow, just the regular guy next door, how you can start off at nothing and turn it into something. That was my whole point of doing this YouTube channel. I wanted to have this YouTube channel is documentation, proof. Anybody go back and watch my very first video all the way up to now. And there will be many more videos coming in the future. But it's going to be documentation showing you and proving that just by the power of savage self-talk, you can will yourself into whatever you got for yourself. But you got to make up your mind what it is that you want.
Right.
I made up my mind what it is that I want. I wanted to be a boss at home, and I wanted to turn other people into bosses at home.
Okay.
And I'm on that mission. You are helping me along the way, revealing man's superpower.
That's how I know.
You helping me reveal my superpower.
Indeed, and now you see the reason for the name Men Superpower, and that's how I know you've done it. You've done the work. Like I started my channel with the man with the name Menskindgom, and I thought, it's not. There's no message in there, but a men's superpower, perhaps that might pick somebody's attention. And of course, I realized that really I have found my superpower. So this work is really about superpower, a men's superpower. So, and I had other names that were competing for this name. And trust me, I've chosen this name. I have not regretted it. Whether it's on Facebook or everywhere, it's catchy. It's look, man, this is a men's superpower. Or what is a men's superpower? Then I get an opportunity to explain what that is. And so Boss at Home is catchy. And quite honestly, I can't believe nobody else has chosen that. I'm sure somebody has done something calling it Boss at Home, but naming a channel like that and pushing that content, but sometimes it takes that semen retention to bring you to another level of consciousness for those ideas to come, and then for you to understand to get that name, for it to click. And so do something for me. I've been trying to get the link to your channel. Actually should have done that beforehand, but we ran into a little technical difficulty. That's why you're not on video. That's why you're on audio. So do something for me. Find the link, the main link to your channel, and drop it in the chat. So the guys can visit you, pay you a visit, and subscribe to your channel, and get your content, get your energy. You have great energy, and every once in a while, I just sit down and watch the video, and of course, I think I want to say, I think you influenced me to go back to coffee. You and Unplugged Lifestyle or Unplugged Fitness, those new guys in Miami, CEO with Mylan, I think he talks out about caffeine, and I used to drink coffee. And you, of course, would say, well, go get your cup and sit down. Now that you have your coffee, let's talk. That crazy energy. I wish I could actually play a little video from your channel like that. So go ahead. Yeah. Now that you have your coffee, it's like, I always get a good laugh at that point. And your energy is very catchy. And of course, in this day and age, you have to have something that catches people's attention to make them want to work with you.
Thanks, man.
And it must be something that you do naturally, something that just comes out of you. I've had comments on my videos saying, man, you make me laugh because I have certain ways of speaking and certain things that I say. I'll make you laugh.
Yes, you do.
So, and they come naturally. I don't make them. They come naturally. So really, it's all about nurturing nature in you, nurturing your natural talents and skills, gifts, and then they will make your way for you. Because I think there's a verse in the Bible that says your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts will make way for you. Your gifts will open doors for you, baby. But you have to nurture them. So, just drop the link so the guys can go and subscribe to you and get some good, some of your energy and stuff like that. So, I don't know if you can actually put the phone on, like you can pull up your browser and still find the link and put it in the chat while we're talking. I don't know if that's possible for you.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to.
Technology.
Make it happen as soon as I can.
Technology will let you do that. We know that, and we love technology. And now, those of us on Semen Retention and Nofap, technology is no longer killing us that way. Watching porn, and I have to be honest with you, I'm using the same laptop because I've had this laptop since 2004. And I really began Nofap late 2015 into early 2016. That's the same laptop that, I've had other laptops, but this one was part of the PMO. It's a Mac, so you can have a Mac for a long time. So really, do you know what I've said to myself? I kid you not. I've made a video, edit the video, and I'm like, I can't believe this is the same laptop that I'm using to produce all this work that's touching people's lives that I used to spend hours jerking off with. So this thing has way more better, healthy, and more productive use than the shit that I used to do. I just can't believe that my laptop is so useful to me now in creating content and whatever else I do, that I used to just use the laptop. I swear to you, for that time I had it up to when I began Nofap, that was basically the primary purpose of that laptop. PMO. So that conversion is what we're looking for. That conversion is the sex energy transmutation. If you've heard him, what he said was he watched my videos and he heard me talk about, well, now that you have all this energy, what are you going to do with it? That's my message. That's my message. In fact, I don't believe that you can succeed, you can recover successfully of PMO without getting into sex energy transmutation. And what is sex energy transmutation? Baby, taking that inspiration, taking that motivation, taking that power of presence, taking that magnetism, taking that agility, that dexterity, that swiftness that you have right now, and convert that into something that is billable. Well, first of all, that is inspirational, because we do want to inspire people first, but then we want it to be billable. That somebody can say, I want to pay you a couple of $100 to talk to you a few hours for the month. Because they need that wisdom, and you have gotten that wisdom. And that's the work that we want to do. And that people are saying, I can't wait to work with you. I see what you're doing over here. Now I'm on Facebook getting a show started in my own community, my own Haitian community. And I have notable people. Is that the word? People who are very recognized and known to the community saying to me, I can't wait. We can't wait because we've seen you coming. But, you know, I've stopped because I was still on PM over the years. They're like, we've seen you coming. We know, we've seen the potential. We know. But then you would pop up, then pop out. And so now that you are here, we're waiting for you. And that's what we're talking about, the sex energy transmutation. You have semen retention is a tool. If you have you dropped that link yet? If you don't get on semen retention, you're just wasting your time. I mean,
computer's acting crazy.
Sex energy transmutation, you really just wasting your time, because what's going to happen is you're going to relapse, because you're always on your way to a relapse. I'm going to keep it real with you. Perhaps, I don't know, I'm one of the few guys who can acknowledge that. You are always on the way, well, let me not say relapse, on your way to losing some of that semen. You're always on the way to losing. Whether you're going to have sex with a woman, jerk off, whether you're going to have a wet dream, you're always on your way to losing some of it. So my philosophy is maximize your retention days. Maximize the days that you are retaining. And the way you do that is by getting on sex energy transmutation. Getting work done. Sometimes, bro, I'm telling you, I don't go to sleep till 6, 7. And even at 6, 7, 8 in the morning, I have to tell myself, okay, no, I need some sleep. I need some sleep. And I do sleep with a sleeping mask. Although my room is totally dark, but I still sleep with a sleeping mask because it helps you fall asleep. It blacks the light out. And I have to tell myself I need some sleep, because 2 days workout. So let's say yesterday, Monday, I went to bed at 8:30 in the morning. I said, well, 2 days workout day. I have to work out. So I need to have at least about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. So I am maximizing my retention days, the days when the energy is high, and because I know I'm on my way to losing some of it in the future. And especially there's this little, this young thing that's been hanging around, talking to me and interacting with me. I'm just saying, maximize your retention days. So, Boss at Home, let's get to your work. What is Boss at Home? What is the philosophy, and what exactly do you teach?
Okay. the philosophy at Boston Home and what I'm teaching over here is that everything is cerebral. Before you can have any progress, any results, if your mind is not geared up right, if your mind is not trained properly, you're guaranteed to fail. So basically, my main thing that I'm preaching over here is mental muscles. We got to be able to have intellectual gymnastic capabilities out here. I'm going to be teaching people how to build and maintain relationships. Being a boss at home is about caring for others first. If you want to be a boss, you've got to care for others around you first. That's a responsibility that a lot of people are not ready for. They hear boss, they think money. No, a boss has to be caring. You have to put others before yourself. And you have to be responsible for men, women, and children. If you're going to be a boss, but to do that, you have to have your mind geared properly. So that's the main thing that I'm hopping on first. There's going to be other things that I'm going to be touching on at Boston Home, but I can't get to it yet until I drill home the fact, savage self-talk, mental mastery. We've got to master ourselves. We've got to master our sexual urges, okay? And before we can do anything, our mind has to be on steroids. And semen retention is helping me with that, and it's going to allow me to also teach others. Because the semen retention, it'll draw people to you, and it'll also make people defer to you. Something that I'm realizing now, I didn't realize back in time or whatever, but I'm realizing now that I am a born leader. That's my job. Everybody has different jobs. People have different lots in life. And one of my lots is to be a leader. For me to be a leader, I have to have my mind right. And I'm teaching other people to get their minds right. Once we got our mind right, it doesn't matter what business we open up. It doesn't matter what business venture we do. If we got our minds right, we're going to be a success. And a lot of people may say, well, how do you get your mind right? Subscribe to Boss at Home. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to show you how I did it for me. And I'm just regular Joe Blow out here. I'm the guy next door. And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
And how
people to believe in themselves.
And how did you do that? How did you get your mind right?
Well, the way that I got my mind right, I had to be disciplined and I had to be dedicated. And for me personally, I had to go on semen retention. That was a part of getting my mind right. And every single day, like we said not too long ago, I don't just wake up in the morning and just freestyle my life. This life is not a rap concert freestyle. You have to methodically plan what you're going to do. If you don't, you'll be taken left and right, tossed up and down by every little thing. You have to navigate a plan and then follow through and execute it. So when I wake up in the morning, I realize that if I don't got my mind right, I'm done. I thank the Lord when I wake up in the morning. That's the first thing I do. I thank God for protection. I ask him for wisdom and knowledge and forgiveness. And then I go on about with my physical exercise. That's a big part of how I keep my mind right. And every time I start to think I'm going to stray off, I mentally chastise myself. I call myself a punk motherfucker. I call myself a pussy. I do whatever I got to do to drive the point home. Because I know if I'm not hard on myself, at some point in time, I'm going to pay the price for that.
And that is
and all the stuff that's going on right now. I mean, all over the world, 2020 has been a doozy. And there's never been a more important time to learn how to be a boss at home than right now.
And that is
so
the
I'm
savage.
on the forefront. Yeah.
And that is the savage self-talk that you talk about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I resonate. That resonates with me. Of course, I don't think anybody can achieve any level of success without that, whether we want to call it positive self-talk, but really it's positive, but we take that shit to another level. It becomes savage. I've had to go to the parks, public parks, and for years, like, it's a practice of mine. Whenever whenever I need to get that work done, that's where I go. I would go to a park and go in the thickest part of the bush, and then that's when now I talk to this nigga right here. that's where I talk to myself. I scream, I yell, I beat on my chest. I talk to myself like, nigga, listen, you're dying here. You don't understand.
Right.
I'm like, you don't understand, bro. David, listen, look at me. Of course, there's no mirror. But I'm like, listen, David, you need to wake the fuck up. You're dying here. You are dying here. You've made that decision, and now you need to fix it. Yeah. I don't quite have to do it like that no more. It could be way more silent. Well, let's say I probably don't have to do it loudly because it's been instilled in me. My brain has been rewired for it. I just silently tune in, and I know I could hear my voice inside saying, motherfucker, get this shit right. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, And it happens inside without even having verbalizing it loudly again. And so that resonates with me. And I agree, it's necessary. It's necessary because it's part of rewiring our brain. So the boss at home philosophy is not so much about a particular business, starting this particular business. Is more like being the boss of your own mind, your own self, your own mind, your own home, physical home, and then that might end up being an entrepreneurial venture. Am I correct?
Yeah. Actually, boss at home, I'm teaching people to be in charge. I want you to be in charge of every aspect of your life. I want to teach you how to build relationships because that's what it's all about. If you want to make money, if you want to have your own business, you're going to have to know how to take care of people. The money part will come. You're going to have to learn how to build, maintain, grow, cultivate relationships. That's the main focus that I'm trying to do. Get people to learn how to build their mindset, how to build their relationships. And then at some point on Boss and Hometowners, I'm going to introduce a program. And this program that I'm going to introduce, it will allow people to be able to make lump sums of cash without going to a job, without clocking in. And every time you make one sale, because money is the issue with everybody, with everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we eat. That's how we pay our bills. I'm going to be teaching people how to plug into a system where every time you make one sale, you're going to make a minimum of $500. And it could be a lot more depending on what you're into. It could be a lot more, but a minimum. Now, I don't know about everybody else out there, but I feel good knowing that there will be something where if I make one move correctly, I will receive no less than 500. And it has potential to be much, much more than that. But, you got to crawl before you can walk. That's what I'm all about. Teaching people to empower themselves.
Awesome.
Just being a boss at home, that is one of man's superpowers if you do it right. Get on Semen Retention, get your mind right, you will be a boss at home. You'll be developing relationships that will last. You'll know how to talk to people. You'll know how to deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
And the key is you got to make people comfortable. That's what I figured out. You make people comfortable, make them smile, make them feel relaxed. When people like you, they will do business with you as long as you are bringing something that has value. And I know in this world that we live in, cash money has value. So that's what Boss at Home is going to be bringing. I'm going to teach you how to be your own coach, your own player, and your own cheerleader. Those three things right there.
I agree. The likability factor is important to business success. It's important to making sales. In fact, as an effective salesman myself, it's a transfer of energy. I transfer my entire supply of belief, self-belief, self-confidence, positive energy, self-worth into the interaction with the client. And that starts the likability factor. And of course, yes.
Yeah.
And people really buy you, not your product. People buy you. No. You know, a car. People does buy the vehicle, right? But they could have bought it from somebody else, not necessarily you, because there are so many other sales people or the dealerships. But they began the journey with you. They've made 5 visits to the dealership, for example, and they still stick with you and buy with you or through you. It's you they're buying. It's me they're buying. Because I've seen other salesmen that people are like, nah, I ain't going back to him. Oh, I'm sorry, you know, I was here last Wednesday, and so Joe worked with us, and today we're back. We don't want to work with him. We would like to work with somebody else today. They don't want to buy Joe. They want to buy somebody else. They want to try somebody else. So that likability factor. And guess what? Semen retention increases your likability factor. That's a study area. The likability factor. There is a book, actually. I own a book on that. It's right here. The likability factor.
Very big.
There we go.
Very big.
The likability factor by Tim Sanders. Get it for yourself. The likability factor. You have to be liked by people. No. You know, I know some of you are gonna, or not that I know some of you, but the pessimist is going to say, well, you know, nobody has to like me. It's not like I'm here for people to like me. You ain't got to like me because I'm. Yeah, that's all good. That's all beautiful. That's an attitude that's destroying the world alongside with you. But we're talking about people who have influence, people who want to impact people. They become attractive, and attractiveness is likability. They have increased the likability factors. Like, I'm not here trampling over you. I'm not here talking bad to you. I'm not here putting you down. You know, I'm not here creating a chasm of difference between me and you. I'm saying things. I'm telling you that I'm tempted just like you. The only thing I have on you is more years and more months and more time, perhaps more knowledge. The knowledge, that means that I've researched this thing so many times, I've practiced so many times. That's all I have on you. But I'm exposed to the same stimuli that you're exposed to. So that creates a likability factor. And that causes me to retain more of the people who come towards me. So that's very important to do. So we have a question for you. Hold on, let me get the question right. What is and GM? What is the GM? The end game and goal. Put the GM in word for me, brother. So the question is, I don't know if somebody else has asked this question. What is his end GM on this journey? What is GM? End game and goal.
Yeah, I'm thinking he means end game.
And GM as in how long does he want to retain, and what does he want to accomplish before release? Yeah. I think let's go for goal. I think end goal or end aim. That's the same thing. Let's go for it. So that's a good question, because I talk a lot about maximizing your retaining days. And that's what makes this question a great question. Yeah. What is your end goal with the days that you're retaining? And I said earlier, and it's part of my philosophy for this journey, you are always on the way to releasing. You're on your way to a release sooner or later. But until then, what is your goal? How are you maximizing your retention days? So you go ahead and answer that question for him.
Okay. The way I'm maximizing my retention days is, like you said, at some point you're going to release. So until then, for me, I got to have tunnel vision, almost one track mind. What I do is I got me a little spiral notebook, and I wrote my goals down in that book. I wrote my program down in that book. All the things that I want to stay focused on, the things that I want to keep at the forefront of my mind. I read those things every day. I constantly meditate and marinate on those things in my mind. And with the thought in my head that, yes, at some point I will release. When will that be? I know that for everybody, this journey affects them different, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I can't say like something like, oh, in the future, 2035, May 15th, I'll be releasing. I can't say that.
Right.
But what I can say is I use the wisdom and the knowledge that I've acquired. And when that time is right, you'll know when it's right. And until then, just keep on building, keep on stacking. And you'll be able to make the decision because your intuition will be at an all-time high. And sometimes the brothers we think about too, like I said, it goes back to the conditioning, all the things that we see, the big old breasts, the big old booties, skin tight pants, yoga pants, jogging pants. These thoughts are always being brought to the forefront of our mind. But we got to remember, what is it that we want? What is it that we in this for to begin with? And that's what's going to decide what the end game is. Because I ask myself that question damn near every day. What is the end game with this? Where am I going with this?
Yeah, there
and
is
once
a
I get to
there is a specific part to his question, to his initial question. Hold on. The second part. What is it that you want to accomplish before next release? That's what makes this a great question. I mean, I'm telling you. How long do you want to retain, and what do you want to accomplish before release? That's a phenomenal question. Listen to me, brother. Hold on.
Yes, it is.
It deserves that.
Yeah.
It deserves that applause because it does. Because that's me right there. That's me who inspired you to start your YouTube channel. It's we cannot retain on autopilot. That's what I say all the time. You have to decide what this thing is going to be worth to you. Semen retention is a tool. What are you doing with it? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not going to, start preaching off that question. So go ahead. What is it?
I like that.
How long? Yeah. This is also practice for me in self-speaking, in moderating. So it is that it is excellence, right? So Men's Superpower stands for transforming our lives from mediocrity to excellence. So this is training for me in public speaking and moderating, because I do have plans and goals of doing bigger things in other places later on, because that semen retention is here, baby, right? And so this is practice for me as well. I do want to have a certain level of professionalism. If you look at the way my lives are structured with a countdown video, with an intro video by itself, and all the way to an end video and my presentation. Yes. So that's the excellence we're talking about. That question is incredible. How long do you want to retain?
Yes, it is.
And what do you want to get accomplished before release? Because you're always on your way to a release. It's going to happen.
Right.
Go ahead, answer that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question too for myself afterwards. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. How long do I want to retain? But like you said, that was an excellent, marvelous question right there, and I ask myself that damn near every day. And here's the answer that I come up with: as long as it takes. I don't know how long it's going to take, but however long it takes. That's how long I'm going to retain. That's part of my savage self-talk right there. And I have a handful of things that I want to do while I'm retaining. I got a handful. And one of those things is to get me at 1,000 subscribers. Okay? Right now, I think I'm at 21, 22 subscribers.
Hey, man, let me interrupt you real quick. Drop that link. Take a break and drop that link, man. Let me play that music. Drop that link so you can get a few subscribers from the guys here. They're asking you questions. They're interested in Drop the link. Drop the link. Let me know when you're ready.
That's what I was.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you. I don't know what's going on with my computer, what I'm doing wrong, but for some reason it won't let me post the link. Every time I post it, it says, "Oops, remove any web address and try again." I don't know how I can get around that at this time.
All right, I get it. Go ahead and answer the question. I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. How long do I want to retain?
Mm-hmm.
I ask myself that question.
And what do you want to accomplish?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What do I want to accomplish while I'm retaining?
Uh-huh.
I have a handful of things that I want to accomplish, and one of those things is to get me 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And the other part is hopefully I can get those 4,000 hours of watch at the same time. But if not, that's another one, is to become monetized. And even if I don't become monetized, getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube will let me know that I made a substantial hole in the YouTube net, because I went from 0 to 1,000, and then I'll work on my next 1,000. Also, I want to introduce that program that I was telling you about, where it'll show you how you can make large sums of cash and have those delivered to your front door. And I'm all about being honest and upfront. One of the main things that I preach, to be a successful boss from home, is so much more than money. It's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's relationships. And you have to be honest. You got to be honest. And people, that will bring about likability, your transparency, and your honesty. And I'm going to honestly be showing people a program that they're probably going to think, not everybody, but some people are going to think that it's too good to be true, because you're actually going to be able to make a minimum of $500 per sale. And that'll be your business, your own thing.
So
that's a goal that I'm going to do.
Yeah. So when you get there, just come back here when you get to that point, to that program. So
Yes,
your first goal is to get 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hour watch. In the beginning, it looks so hard. Just put in the work, man.
Yeah.
Just keep uploading those videos and keep being you. And yeah, that's all I had to do. I had to decide to just, you know what? Look, man, I don't care about it. Right now, I just want to put those videos out there to help the guys.
Yeah.
And that's when the number just kept going up. And then it hit that point. So does that mean?
What you mean?
Does that mean this is until the time until you release, or that's your goal for this streak?
Absolutely not. That's one of my goals. I have a handful of goals that I want to do before I release. I want to build more relationships. I want to build more business relationships. I want to build more personal relationships. I want to be a better son, a better brother, a better cousin, a better uncle. I want to develop relationships with the people around me and uplift them. That's one of my goals, to bring upliftingness to everyone that I encounter, and make sure that after they deal with me, whether that's business, personal, leisure, that after you deal with me, you're going to be feeling better off than you were before you left my presence. That's one of my goals.
Yeah.
And to constantly remind myself to fall in love with the work. Like you said, I know if I just do the work, the results going to come. I just got to know, just say to hell with the results and just fall in love with the work every single day. If I do that, I know things will work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you just continue to tap into your own power, what it is that you stand for, what it is that you and really that's all it is. It's you. That's what you're selling. You're selling you. And I mean, I'm saying selling, but you get the picture. It's you. All right, so it appears that I have gotten a link. So let's see if I have gotten a link. All right, let me drop it. Give us a second, guys. Boss at Home channel, please, guys. Check to see if the link works, and just to subscribe to this man here. He's here sharing his story, his information. And like I like to say, I want to talk to the average guy on the road. The guy who's not producing content on YouTube about this thing, the guy who's not making money off super chats or video, whatever. The guy who has no external motivation, but his internal motivation to be better on this journey. So he's one of those guys. So here's a link, guys. Click on it. Somebody, would you let me know if it works? Could someone, in fact, I'm going to ask Ahmed, if you're still here, can you click on this link, subscribe to his channel, and then let me know if the link works? Just put a 1 in the chat when you come back, or just say it works. I would appreciate it. Fellas, just check this link out and give him a few likes. Subscribe to his channel and help the brother getting to that 1,000 subscribers. He is just like you on this Semen Retention, on this Nofap journey. In fact, he binge watched my channel. He said he's still binge watching. And then he got inspired by me saying, well, you need to do something with this energy. You need to get into sex energy transmutation. You have to create what I like to call real life accomplishments that you are proud of and that people can compliment you on. That's it. Those are the exact words that I like to use. Real life accomplishments, not just mental ecstasies of intellectual pleasure of, whoa, thank God I'm on Semen Retention. That's good. But it can't stop there, because you have all this presence, all this magnetism, all this inspiration and motivation in you. We want to produce something in the world. We want to inspire people. We have a gift. We want to pass that gift to others. So go ahead and subscribe to him. Help him get closer to getting that 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, where so that he'll be able to start going live. And all will be well. I think you have a question. You have another question from Truly Saya. What exactly does Nofap consist of? Oh, because that's a general question. What is the science behind it? I don't want to say no, can do, or sorry, because this is. We're talking about Nofap. That's what Also, it's one of the pillars of this interview, but it's more like somebody who has already started the journey. I think I have to refer to check some of the videos, some of my videos or anybody else's videos, because that's a macro question, being that it's a huge question. What does Nofap consist of, and what is the science behind it? What does Nofap consist of? I'll give you this. What Nofap consists of: no fapping. Don't touch your wee-wee. Don't jerk your wee-wee. Don't make cum come out of your wee-wee. Don't make semen pop out of your wee-wee. Don't jerk off. Don't bust a nut watching porn. Don't open that laptop. Don't open that iPad, that tablet, that cell phone. Do not watching porn anymore and jerking off to porn. That's really, in so many words, what Nofap is. Stop fapping. Stop jerking off, because it's killing you. Oh, what is the science behind it? I'm glad you asked. Now you want to know the science behind Nofap, right? I bet you never asked the science behind porn. I bet you never asked the science behind busting the nut. I know, right? And the mind is very deceiving, and that's why I'm getting at the self-deception, because every addict has a deceptive thinking, a self-deception thinking. So your mind is deceiving you because it wants to know the science behind it before it can even believe it, before it can even start traveling towards it. And it's a way for it to erect a barrier to you, saying, well, I mean, if you can understand the science behind this thing, this is some creepy shit here, man. So let's not venture further unless you understand the science behind it.
Good.
It's hard to start the journey because your own mind, your own brain will be like a barrier blocking you?
Yeah.
And that's one of the questions, and that's the self-deception question. Now, I want you to understand, brother, you're not asking that question consciously. You're not thinking consciously that you want to understand what the science is. You may think you are the one, but it's really that same addictive mind that wants to put a barrier saying, well, if y'all can't tell me exactly scientifically what's going on, what should I even trust this thing? So here is the science. The science is anything pleasurable has the ability to be addictive in the human experience.
Yeah.
Okay? Your brain will want more of something that's pleasurable, be it food, alcohol, a drink, porn, sex, hell, talking to a female can be addictive. Okay? Because it's pleasurable. And so your brain will want more of that. Why? Because whatever is pleasurable delivers the highest level of amount of dopamine in our brain, and we feel elevated, we feel happy, and our brain wants that because it associates that with survival. Like, we need this to survive. We need to remain alive, and we remain alive better when we are happy, when we are in that state, elevated state of a lot of dopamine into our brain. Okay? And so that thing that's pleasurable becomes a problem now because your brain wants too much of it. And now that's the only thing you do, or that's mostly what you do, to the exclusion of the rest of your life. You know what I'm talking about. Now you watch porn 24/7. You've skipped classes. You've stopped texting and calling as much. You've stopped hanging out in public as much. And now your life is being consumed by this one habit, this one activity, right? And also your dopamine receptors in your brain get bigger and larger. That means now they expect more dopamine release. And so as you watch porn now, what used to get you off, I remember the first video that got me off porn, and that video can't do nothing for me if I were to watch it right now. Well, perhaps it would do because my sensitivity has been reestablished, so maybe, right? But that primary video, that first video back in 2006, that, you know, I stopped watching that. Like, if it comes up in the search that I did, I didn't even look at that because it wasn't doing it for me. And so now you need kinkier, harsher, more dopamine inducing videos to get you off now, because your dopamine receptors they're larger now. They need more dopamine. And so you watch longer, you watch more videos, you watch more hardcore videos. Now you're in gangbanging, you're in DP, you're in all of that shit, and now you're looking at she-males and all that kind of shit, because you need more now to make you feel the same way when you first started, right? And it takes longer for you to reach an orgasm, and now your dick is limp. You don't get as hard as you used to. And so that creates a big problem in your life. And so Nofap aims at rewiring your brain where your dopamine receptors go back to their normal size, where you can enjoy real life, you know, little pleasures in life. Like being behind this mic right now is a pleasurable thing for me, because my receptors, they don't need as much of dopamine to make me feel good, to make me feel alive in life.
Yeah.
Now you will be able to enjoy these simple pleasures of life again. You will want to get off that couch and turn off that TV and go outside for a ride, or go hang out with your friends. You know, I was on the phone with a client last night, and he said, "What do you think about my friends inviting me to go play games with them?" I'm like, Go. You need that social life. You need to interact with them. The only thing you need to do is decide how much how long you're going to stay there gaming with them and how many times of the week that you're going to do it. And we ended up deciding once a week, no more than 2 hours. I'm like, you need that. You need that social life because now you're not watching porn no more. That little pleasure helps you now. And so in a nutshell, that's what Nofap is. That's what. Yeah, but it's really, I'm not even really doing it a lot. I'm doing a disservice to it the way I'm trying to explain it. But it's staying away from porn. Porn destroy your brain, believe it or not. And that's exactly why you're here asking that question, because you realize there is a problem in your life. And the science is when you abstain from it and you build your semen, you rewire your brain, you become normal again, you reestablish your natural sensitivity, you see people for who they are, you see women for who they are, you stop overthinking, you stop being anxious, you stop having all these negative thoughts and low self-esteem and negative self-image. You restore your masculinity. And then you practice semen retention, which we are talking about right now. Okay. So he said, I've been on semen retention. I've been on it since February when I met you. Well, good to know. I just wanted to know the end goal. Oh, okay. Dang, it's been 9 months. Congratulations. Wow. Yeah, it's been 9 months. February. Man, this is amazing. If you could start this journey when you first discovered my channel, and now it's been 9 months, I know your life has changed. I know your life has changed from February to now. I'm glad that you stopped by to say this here. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. This is beautiful. Yeah. That's what's happening out there. And the funny thing is, many guys won't come back to say anything. So we know it's more. But the ones who do come back, we say thank you. I think Jesus says somewhere in the Gospels that he had healed some lepers, and I think only one came back and acknowledged and said, thank you, Master. Thank you for healing us. The other guys, which were, the one who came back was the simple, the regular blow Joe, the regular man. But the businessman and some other notable men of the community did not come back. But one guy came back, and that's all we want. We want to focus on that one guy who came back and say, look, man, because of you, here's where I am. Keep doing what you're doing. So that's great. All right, guys, give me a few more likes on the video. Now here is Boss at Home, stay with me. I have this song that I have license. That means I've paid a 1-year license to allow me to play it in my content creation and lives and whatnot, because I've been saying to myself, whoever created that song, whoever wrote that song was on Semen Retention or is still on Semen Retention, because the words are so right. Let's have a listen, guys. I'll be right here. We're all gonna listen together, okay? Just listen, because I want you,
now too.
Yeah, I know you love that song. I want you to be blessed by the words, because we're doing something dynamic here. We're not just doing a one-man show where I'm just here speaking, and then you're over there listening and watching. No, we are interacting. We are mimicking real life, because that's what we do in real life. Listen.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new pair of shoes. I got the attention, sweat in the way I step. I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, my, my. Oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. But the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now.
Okay. The part that says, ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. That's my favorite part of the song. And you know what I've been saying.
Yeah.
And that's why I call this channel Men's Superpower. Ever since I flipped that switch of semen retention, I realized that there is a power in me that cannot be denied anymore. I realized that there is something in me that can't be held back no more. There's something in me that people cannot not acknowledge no more. But most importantly, there is something in me that I can no longer not acknowledge, that I have to acknowledge, that I have to consider, that I have to look at. And that is my own presence and power and magnetism ever since I flipped that switch. So if you haven't flipped that switch, would you do it today? Would you begin your semen retention journey today and flip that switch of power, flip that switch of your superpower?
Right.
Which is a man's superpower, which is sexual discipline and sex energy transmutation. That's your superpower. That shit will transform your life to levels that you could never imagine. And I'm not talking about money only, because I haven't gotten the millions that I want. But suffice it that I'm not watching porn. Suffice it that I have energy in my body. Suffice it that I can conceive an idea and see it through all the way to fruition. Suffice it for that right now, because this is scalable. I'm scaling my benefits, and before you know it, they'll be so big. They'll be like a skyscraper before you know it. Right now, it's just a low house, one level house, just about to be a 2-story high house. But very soon, it's going to be a 50-story building, because I'm stacking up. I'm scaling that. And so flip that switch.
Yeah.
Awaken that monster, that sleeping monster in you, that beast. You see, I was talking to my personal trainer last night at the gym, and he talked about the beast that's in him. There's a beast, and we have that beast. Unleash it. Yeah. And of course, he has unleashed it. And he's saying there's more of it wants to be unleashed. And I'm also cautious as to what it might do to people, which is we have to have a concern like that. We have to have a concern not to be assholes, for example, right? Because semen retention, and that's what those guys have talked about, the dark side of semen retention is that you can become an asshole because the energy is so big in you, your confidence is so high. But with wisdom, we don't want to be an asshole. But the beast, we want to release that beast. Flip that switch and release that beast. Yeah, man. This is making my night. I mean, my night is always great. My day is always wonderful by itself. But when I hear things like that, this young man here, truly Sire, has been on this journey since February, since he met me. And I'll have you on the phone, and you started the channel just because of my work.
That's right.
I have always mad who's not here, but who just started, who just reached 100, 1 year. I remember when I first started the channel, he came on and he had just begun the journey, and he's been the most consistent, my number one guy on this channel since day one, and he just closed 1 year. So I've watched this whole progress right here, just like he has watched my whole progress when I was shooting videos in the parks, you know, in the trees with on my iPhone and all kind of noise in the background, and now to having studio equipments and all of this graphics and beautiful stuff. And we've seen the progression, and that's what we want. So flip that switch of semen retention and tap into your men's superpower. All right, so let's have more questions.
Congratulations always, man.
Yes. He's not here. Found this channel a few months ago, and it changed my life for the better. This is Antonio Morales. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think the Spirit wanted me to hear those things today. I mean, I've been hearing, I mean, they're always here, but so many of them today. So there is a particular reason for it. Guys, we're still taking questions for Boss at Home. Send your questions. So Boss at Home, let's talk relationships. Are you married, in a relationship?
No, I'm not married.
But you did once say, go ahead.
Yeah, I said, no, I'm not married. I'm single.
Okay. So perhaps it wasn't you. I think someone said they had started semen retention and then they attracted a young lady, and perhaps it was somebody else. I could have sworn it was you. And so
but I have noticed the attraction though. Semen retention skyrockets.
Yeah.
Female attraction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you know, and we ain't worrying about that, because what happens now is we're focusing on purpose. We're focusing on vision. And the more we focus on the vision, the more we focus on the goal, on the dreams.
Yeah.
The more these women pop up. And like Immortal Minds has said, I don't know if you know him, Immortal Minds. And also Dr. BOA, the book of Alpha-Ranomy, you have to deal with women from a position of her purpose to you. What is she worth to you? Listen, what is she worth to you? Not her own worth in life. Like in life, she's worth everything because she exists in life. You know, there's no problem with that. Everybody is worth a trillion whatever because we exist.
Yeah.
But not everybody is worth something to you. So what is that woman worth to me? And it better not be sex, because sex is commonplace. It better not be food, because you can feed yourself, bro. You can learn to cook. You can order food. You can feed yourself. It better not be laundry, because you can do your own laundry. I pay to do my laundry. Okay, and then you have the dry cleaners for the good clothes and stuff like that. It better be something of the magnitude of mental, emotional, psychological.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be around her because mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, it feels good being with her. By the words that come out of her mouth, her character, the way she uplifts me, the way she behaves around me, and that creates a harmonious dance. That's why I want to deal with her, because she ain't got to worry about feeding me. I can feed myself. She ain't got to worry about taking care of my clothes. No. That's not why I should be with you. She ain't got to worry about the sex. I mean, if the sex is great, no problem. We'll take it. But those are no longer the basis for romantic relationship. They are no longer the basis for romantic relationship. Like I said, I have this young thing, right? I've been interacting with. Man, she has gotten me to start stuff that I had been procrastinating on, giving me ideas, and she is willing to do voiceover for me on certain other work that I want to do, and put me in contact with people and sharing my work on Facebook and inviting me to places and saying this. And she's saying, Papi, you have it in you. Of course, we have 11 years difference, right? Because, young women do love an older man. Because she's like, you know where you're going, you know what you're doing. You're not trying to figure things out. These young men are trying to figure themselves out. And then, that's your position as a young man. You're figuring your life out. And suddenly, although, let's say I may be looking forward to having sex with her. I may be. But do you know, that's not the primary reason that I would hang out with her. And even for her too. The primary reason she would hang out with me wouldn't be sex. Although we have talked about sex, okay? But the primary reason will be psychological, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And uplifting each other. And that connection. This is the basis now for dealing with a woman in our lives. What is she worth to me? What is her worth to me? What is her worth to me? What can she do for my life? And remember, guys, it better not be food, laundry, or sex. Not those things anymore. So, boss at home, would you consider to be in a relationship, or do you have some dreams that you want to accomplish, some things that you want to do before you actually get into a relationship?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say I'm not adverse to getting into a relationship right now. But if it comes along, I would definitely be open to it. And I'll be doing just as you said. It wouldn't just be the sole criteria of getting sex. I'm going to be looking at all the other things that have nothing to do with sex. Because those are the things that are really going to last at the end of the day. And plus, sex, you can find sex a dime a dozen out here. You cannot find people who are going to be in the proper mental space, the proper spiritual space, etiquette, so many other things to consider that a lot of us brothers, we don't really consider until after we even got into bed with the woman. We putting the cart before the horse. You gotta start placing importance on other aspects of the relationship other than sex. Like anything but sex. Because if everything else is good, the sex will be there.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm definitely not adverse. Right now I'm just focusing on my goals, trying to be the best foster home that I can be, and then I'll just have my choice and pick from whatever woman is out there, because I'm listening to it like this. That song that you play at the intro, the world is mine, man. So I'm gonna have my pick in whatever lucky woman, and I do consider the woman to be lucky. Not that I'm cocky, but I'm boss at home. I'm on semen retention.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna take my time with a woman, she's lucky.
Dude, the energy.
That's how we all gotta do.
Man, the energy transfer. You kidding me? The energy that you give women. And of course, I remember starting in 2016, right? I would tell a woman, oh, nah, it's no longer. I think this one woman called me and she said, are you seeing somebody else now? I'm like, no. Why? She literally asked, she said, well, why haven't we had sex for 3 weeks? I'm like, because that hasn't been on my mind. That hasn't been, because guess what? That woman for several years, man, there were times I would ask her to make me get off on the phone, moan and play all that phone game. And then wherever I was, I would blow a load. And now I wasn't asking her for sex. And guess what? I was in the thickest part of the beginning of the journey, the semen retention. And then that's when I found the Rational Male books. I had just purchased all of 3 of them at one time, and I was tearing them up and eating them up, and female nature philosophy, practical female philosophy. And I found Steph is Cold, and I just stopped. And she said, well, why haven't we had sex for 3 weeks? I said, because I have not been in the mindset. And I said, well, let me ask you this question. Why haven't you asked me sex for 3 weeks then? If obviously it's been on your mind, obviously you've been horny, why haven't you asked for it? You know, she never had to ask for sex because I was always the one asking for sex, right? And so she could ask for it.
It is.
And that was the beginning of that game. That was the beginning of that change in my life. Because
that's deep right there.
yeah, she never had to ask for it. And then guess what? From that point on, she had to ask for it. Not only, of course, my game got stronger because semen retention now I could go longer. My dick got thicker and bigger because the blood flowed now, and that thing got so large and so long. And she said, "Oh my God, I have never felt you like this inside of me before. Like you're damaging my walls. Like people are, the girls at work are saying." You're digging my guts out. That's why I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling on the inside. But all those things happened the longer I stayed on semen retention because I learned and practiced NEO, non-ejaculatory orgasm. So I would have sex with her without ejaculating. And I mean, that's the hardest boner you can ever get. And you literally do something to that woman's inside because that thing is so hard. It's a steel pole. And then now she began to ask for it. And then, of course, when we broke up, I broke up with her, and I never once called her and asked her for sex like I had done many times before, right? Because I understood and operate on the principle where sex with you is giving myself to you also. It's not about me taking a piece of your pussy. It's about you taking a piece of my energy, my masculine energy, my power, my presence, my beautiful character, my beautiful everything that I have, my aura. And you walk away feeling so empowered, so elevated, that's giving that to you. So now that I know that, I don't call for sex. Because I don't need to ask a woman for sex because my mindset is I'm giving more to you than I'm getting from you.
That's game-changing info right there.
I'm giving more to you than that I'm actually getting from you.
Yeah. Game changer.
Yeah. I want to let these guys know who's on the phone. And so I want to play this Instagram video that you have right here. Hang on a second. It's a little small video, but just so they see who it is. I'm hoping I can do that. Okay. Let's see how there we go. Yeah. And so now it's no longer where I want to get off because that's what we've done. Can you have sex with me because I want to get off? Right? But no, that's not what it is. That's not what it is anymore. It's
mind transformation.
Right.
Powerful.
All right, so let's see if we can play this little clip here. From your...
I see.
Yeah. I'm trying to play it. I'm hoping it comes out. For some reason, it's not coming out. But anyway, they get to see. Oh.
Everybody.
Well, there we go.
I hope you guys had a wonderful. It's time to get up. It's time to grind. You got to start pulling strings like a boss, baby. How else you think you're going to get them stacks up? How else you think you're going to be able to take that vacation? How else you think you're going to be able to help put them kids or your little cousins and nieces and nephews through college? How else you think you're going to be able to weather the storm that is fast approaching? You're going to have to become a boss while you work from home. Straight up. If you don't, you're going to be on a sinking ship. So how do you learn to be a boss at home? Well, first off, follow me right here on Instagram. After that, I want you to go over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. It's called Boss at Home. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube at Boss at Home. Hit the bell button so that you get every video on how to be a boss at home. And then go down to my comment sections on YouTube and type in, I subscribe.
And I give you my word.
I will reply. Get your coffee. Learn to pull strings like a boss, a mob boss.
So what is pulling string?
Good rising, everybody.
For you,
I hope you guys
in that sense.
had a
when you wake up in the morning. So what's that mindset? What's that philosophy?
My philosophy when I first wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get both sides of the coin covered, the mental and the physical. That's so important to me. Like, that's my main focus. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I send my prayers up to God and thank Him for waking me up, because every single day I see people losing their lives out here. That's a whole nother ball game. I just thank God that He chose to put me back in the game. So when I wake up every day, it's almost like Nofap. You got to renew that Nofap dedication every day. Every day you wake up, it's a new day. So you got to renew your conviction. You got to renew your belief. So when I wake up, I get straight to the mental work. Sometimes before I even touch my feet out of the bed, as soon as my eyes open up, I start praying, thanking God. And then I start thinking about what kind of positive quote I want to read. What kind of passage in the Bible do I want to read? Focus my mind on being grateful. Focus my mind on how I can be a better son, a better brother, a better cousin, a better uncle, a better neighbor, a better businessman, a better thinker, a better peacemaker. I'm doing all these things in the morning, like real quick, because I know if I let my mind go astray, of course, my body will follow suit. So I'm constantly on myself with self-talk. If I see myself start slipping, if I see a negative thought come into my mind, the first thing I want to do is fight and combat that negative thought. I either do it with my own positive self-talk, or I go and pull from scriptures that I know will get that negativity out of my mind. And then I reinforce that with some positive thoughts. And then I just stay focused on that, probably drop down, start knocking out some push-ups. Because whatever trouble I think I have going on, or whatever, if something is eating at me, stressing me out, when I'm in the middle of doing push-ups, it's kind of hard to think about whatever is stressing me out at the same time when I'm doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll distract myself with something positive. It's a constant mental game that I play with myself.
Right.
I think that we all play that game with ourselves. Everybody who's successful, that's a game you're gonna have to learn to play.
And that's
so
how I
try
know.
to do that every single day.
That's how you know. That's how I know you're doing it for real. That's how you know. That's how I know. You're saying you know. That's how I know you're real.
That's right.
I've talked to certain men, and certain things they say, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you are on this journey. You're actually doing the same thing too. Like, I trust that. Yeah, you can actually give me some substance, because just like some guys have said for me to, oh yeah, you've done it. Because when you explain that particular experience, oh, I know, because I've been through it. So let's take it to
Yeah.
the more practical side before we as we wind down. Sex energy transmutation, the process of taking this energy, this new energy supply, inspiration, motivation, and transmuting it into real life experiences. So how do you go about that practically? How do you go about taking an idea from conception, from the time you conceive the idea to the time you implement it? How do you go about that process? What does it look like for you?
Okay, well, my process, as I said, everything starts with the mind. It's cerebral. And what I've been noticing too, since I've been on semen retention, all of our minds operate on subconscious. But when you're on semen retention, your subconscious grows. And here's an example. I remember one time I was in Walmart, right? And I never been the kind, at least not before semen retention, I never been the kind to write my thoughts down, to write my goals down. If I had thoughts, I would just keep them in my head. But one day I was at the Walmart and I was getting ready to leave out of the store. And I just looked over to my left and I saw a big old rack had a whole bunch of spirals. So something said, hey, grab one of those spirals because you got things you need to write down. I didn't even know what the hell I was going to write down. But something told me that I needed it. So I grabbed it. Come to find out, I got so many stuff about Boston Home in that spiral. I didn't know that was the beginning right there. And I write these things down and I constantly go back over them and study them. And at some point it becomes a part of it. You do it enough, it becomes habitual.
Right.
And I think that's the key is habitual construction. Falling in love with the work every single day, getting up and reading those things that I've written down and learning that I got to map things out.
Right.
And doing that, I mean, it helps tremendously. Keep me on point, keep me on track, and that way I can go back. I can literally track my progress sometimes by just looking in that spiral and seeing how my thoughts have grown.
Dang.
Things that I said I wanted to do and the things that I checked off that I did do.
Well, you're not on video. You can't see. But for me, it's these journals. I'm showing a whole bunch of journals. And I was just like, that's about 5 of them. And I have, if not another 6 times that. It is true that when you go back to an old piece of writing and enter in your journal, you can see your growth. You can, whoa, that's how I thought in 2014. That's how I used to think. You'll see things that shock you, like, hell no. And you'll see things like, damn, I was wise even doing PMO. Like, I had a few glimpses of wise ideas. And that's good feedback for your life. And so journaling is one of the things that I recommend to my clients. Yeah. It helps you clarify your thoughts. You can't build knowledge without journaling. Well, you could, but it's perhaps, you know how some people in interviews are asked questions and the struggle finding the answers or the struggle putting their answers in order because they have not really developed their ideas. They have not really developed that knowledge that they stand as a guru on or they stand as an expert on. And so they have not refined it. That means they have not written a lot about it. Not so much read, but written down and refined. Yeah. So, hey guys, any more questions for boss at home? Send some more questions.
I can't believe that I was binge watching. Can't believe I was binge watching your content. I never thought I would actually be like physically talking to you. Like, I'm blown away by this right now.
Well, this is the experience on this journey, huh? This is the experience on the journey. Just like I've watched. Have you heard of O'Shea Duke Jackson? He's a famous YouTuber. He's like, Hey, hello everybody. It's O'Shea Duke Jackson once again.
Yeah.
And I used to watch the guy and I'm like, dang, you know. And bam, I did it live. Someone came on the live and hired my services afterwards, like basically booked a coaching with me. And that's O'Shea's partner. Never knew. And I happened to see them on live. I saw him on O'Shea's live. And I text him saying,
Wow.
great word. I like that word. Like, you really ministered. You really said something great. And he said, well, by the way, are you in touch with O'Shea? I said, hell no. He said, send me your best email. And bam. And I've been on 2 lives with O'Shea with what they call HOG, which is Hall of Game, which they put on hold right now, but they're going to go back with it soon. And so this is how it happens. You stay on this journey, you do your best work, and then something that you may have a little desire or you kind of have a faint idea about might happen one day, just like boom. Because I've watched a lot of guys, but I haven't had the desire to reach out to them to be like, hey, I want to interview, I want to talk to you face to face or one-on-one type of thing. And I just, leave it at that. And of course, I move by my spirit, by my intuition. And so here it is, just like I'm being brought into contact with people that perhaps I'm like, oh, I was just enjoying your content. I didn't know that I would be emailing back and forth with you. And actually, I'm on the same show, sharing my own idea and viewpoint. And after the show, emailing me saying, bro, I love your perspective. We need you on this show. You have a unique perspective. It's mind-blowing. And that's how attraction happens on this journey. That's how manifestation happens on this journey. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so here we are. I appreciate that we finally get to do this interview. I'm looking forward to another one, perhaps a more practical one, like that won't encompass your entire experience, but that will be focusing on maybe on the business side, like whatever you're working on. You talked about a plan to make money and this kind of stuff. So perhaps it'll be more focused in that area. But for today, I really wanted to get this your life experience basically as it relates to Nofap and semen retention. And just wanting to, or just accepting to come on video, which we couldn't do, and we're gonna fix that. Let me know where you are on your journey, because I've talked to other men that I want to interview, and they usually go like, on video, tell my whole story type of thing, like, so they're not ready, and we understand. Not everybody has to be ready. So,
right.
Hey guys, any more questions for boss at home? Once again, I did send the link again in the chat. Go and subscribe to the brother. As you heard earlier, his goal is to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 4,000 watch hours of watch time, so that he could start going live and later on monetize his videos. My videos are not monetized. Well, they are monetized, but they're not making no money, because any video that has the word semen retention in it, whether spoken or written, won't make money, because the majority of advertisers on YouTube will not play the videos on that keyword. And so, and I've tested that out. I've made 2 videos without the word Nofap and semen retention. Like, I literally did not talk about Nofap and semen retention. And those videos were fully monetized green, with a green check and green label, like any company would monetize on. The only problem is view. Nobody's watching those videos because it ain't the topics that they want. But that's how the algorithm is set up. Semen retention is like some kind of, whoa. Nofap is kind of, whoa, what are you talking about? And so, but you having more like a business leaning can make money if you really structure your videos. But my focus is putting that content out there, and I might pick up a client. And that's how it happens. Hey, look, man, I want to work with you one-on-one. I can afford it. I really want to personally talk to you, and so you can help me. That's how I focus on. Perhaps I can where this could be monetarily rewarding to me. That's not my primary focus, but of course we need money to operate in this life. With that being said, every once in a while I can, a little bit of money drop into my PayPal or Cash App, which is on the screen, guys. If you want to send me, just whatever it is, Cash App is on the screen. $Menskindgom, the original channel's name. Just to show appreciation, and I appreciate that, and so that he will be able to do those things and have success on the journey. That's an encouragement for you. So go and subscribe to his channel and ask some more questions, guys, to this guy who is on the same journey as you. Great mindset. I do. A lot of things that you teach and say, bro, resonate with me because I've done the same work. I know a real one. And trust me, I've talked to a lot of men on this journey. And it doesn't take long for me to realize, oh, okay, so all right, something is not quite right with whatever the person is professing, okay? Either they're not on the journey for true, or they have not been for as long as they say they have. It's different, but it's different. But they're saying something else. But and other men have done that with me too. They have talked to me and be like, okay, yeah, I see that you have done this work right here. I see that. And so I support your work. And just as I actually showed that by sending a few people there to subscribe to your channel that one time. And by just being in touch with
Thank
you.
I appreciate it too.
Yeah, definitely. No problem. And I wanted to bring you on to talk with you. I really wish we could have done the video, but that's
me too.
for
I was
the
looking
future.
forward to that, man.
Yeah, that's for the future. But that's coming. But we got it done anyway. The guys ask you questions. It's gonna be here. It's gonna bless somebody else in the future. Give me a second.
I thank you and appreciate you for having me on here.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is, some guys go and watch interviews on whatever content they want to consume, right? Because they feel like, and I feel like that too, I'm one of those guys. I want to hear people bounce ideas back and forth. I want to hear questions asked, and I want to hear the answers, as opposed to one man teaching me and giving me all the information, right? Because there is a nuance between a question and answer session. You can pick up vibes, you can pick up where the person is at, it's a real shit, as opposed to somebody coming with a topic already prepared and delivering it to you. And all I told you was, get your mind together about real life, semen retention, Nofap, your business. I didn't say, I'm going to ask you these questions, prepare for this. No, why not? I mean, I don't think that's what I want to do. I don't want to do that. I just want to say, hey, just get your mind together on your experiences so that you can remember them when the questions come, so that you can answer them. And I think really that's what an interview should be. But of course, interviews can be curated too, where, oh, you can ask me about this area here, you can ask me about that area here. So which means this video is gonna serve somebody, it's gonna help some men, like those other interviews that I have on the channel. Guys, it doesn't seem like you have any more questions. If you don't, I'm gonna cut my brother loose. Thanks for being on here with me. I appreciate you, man. We did it.
Appreciate you.
We did it. It was an idea. And when I reached out to you, it had been on my mind for a long time. I'm always in hermit mode. I don't know. Hermit mode is a metaphysical / tarot type of esoteric teaching thing. Hermit mode is when I get an idea, I go into hibernation with it. I keep it, I process it, I look at all angles, look at all facets before I even come out with it. So, and now we've done it. This is Semen Retention. This is Sex Energy Transmutation. Give us your last words. Encourage us speak into our lives. Help us to go on this journey. Go ahead.
Well, every day that you wake up, you got one more shot. And semen retention is just like life. You got to take it one day at a time. Every single day when you wake up, you need to do it in the morning. That's your time to refocus. Focus, first of all, thankful that you woke up. That means you're still in the game. Whoever you pray to, whoever you better believe in God out there. I will tell people that. You better believe in God out there. If you don't, you're going to be in for a very heavy surprise. So when you wake up, you need to give thanks to the person who woke you up. And then you need to ask for wisdom and knowledge. And then you need to start gathering information. Whether that information is on semen retention, whether that's on how to build a business, how to get clientele, how to work out and exercise more effectively, how to eat healthy. You just got to get up, get on the mental track as soon as you wake up by being grateful, showing gratitude, and then go out and grab you a quote, some spiritual enlightenment, something to get the mental juices going, and then roll right over into physical, if you can, extreme physical activity, whether that's jogging, push-ups, weightlifting, whatever. And then after you knock all that out, then you can get down to making your money, however that is. And just keep wash, rinse, and repeat. Do that every single day. Fall in love with the work. That's the biggest part. Every single morning when you get up, thank God for waking you up. Fall in love with the work. Everything else takes care of itself. And I'm going to prove that with my Boss at Home channel. Anybody is subscribed to me, just sit back and watch. I'm going to prove it to you. To help myself out and to help anybody out who's watching. And then one day, what I want to see is, even if it's only one guy, I want that person to go out, become a boss at home themselves, and then they start a YouTube channel. And then they go out and teach people how to become a boss at home. When they succeed, that's how I succeed. Because I know in this life, you get what you give.
True that. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. We'll continue talking on IG. And until next time, until our next interview and encounter, peace be unto you. Stay on the journey. You are always on the right journey. Stay on that journey. I'll talk to you soon, man. Let me finish with these guys here.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. You take care, my brother. Bye. Fellas, thank you for being on. I wanted to spend some time with the brother. My goal is to talk to the average man on this journey, and see what he's doing, how his life is being elevated. When you hear that a man binge watch my content and started a channel and get off the comfort zone, in a sense, that's what the journey is about. When you hear a guy started with my channel in February and got on that journey, and now it's been 9 months, that's what it's about. That's what we want to do this work for. You're next. You are next. Get the work in. You're gonna get to a point where now you stop. You get into your life purpose. You get into your life calling, and you will begin to have influence on people. Yeah, you will begin to touch people's lives and change people's lives. And that will be what you give back to society. Okay, and this is why I'm here doing this work, to encourage you, to motivate you, and most importantly, to really help you understand what this journey entails. A lot of guys in the Nofap semen retention area are younger than me, way younger than me. I'm 40. I'll be 41 in February next year. They're younger than me. I think the old heads probably don't want to do the work because they're busy doing other stuff, right? Raising a family type of thing. And so we're coming from different perspectives. Now, I have some wisdom I've acquired. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot of experiences. And so I have a different perspective. I'm not sending you to go chase women with semen retention. No, I want you to change your life. I want you to elevate your life with semen retention. So that's a different perspective. You have youngsters out there saying, yeah, semen retention is going to help you to be more attractive. You're going to attract more girls. And the way that I feel about that, and actually it's more than a feeling, it's the truth. You will stop being addicted to porn, and now you will begin your addiction with women. You will still be wasting your potential because women are not to be chased. Women don't want to be chased. I hope you know that. Women want to chase you. You will not get the respect you deserve from a woman that you have chased. I guarantee you that. I swear to you. Because that's not her psychology. That's not her nature. That's not her nature. That's not how her brain wires. You know what? How her brain is wired? She values what she pursues. She values what she feels excited to have. She values what she works for and on. So if a woman invests time, energy, efforts, and even money in you, you can get the respect that you deserve. You can get the treatment that you deserve. Because she values you more because she had to work for you. This is why a woman will leave or ignore the men that she's dating in pursuit to the last man who left her, who cheated on her. Because she's trying to change that cheater into a good man. Like she's trying to invest in him because she investing in him will make her more interested in him. But you who are now chasing her, you're investing in her. She's becoming more important to you, but you're not becoming more important to her. She's not valuing you more because she's not investing in you. Hello, we value what we invest in. We value things that we had to work hard for. And so being too available to women, that is chasing them, is unattractive, and she will push you away because that's not how her brain is set up. That's not her psychology. We're not talking about social dynamics. We're not talking about gender war. I am talking about the science, her psychology, her cerebral wiring, how her limbic brain operates, biology, physiology. That's what I'm talking about here. And that's what we need to operate on. And so on this channel, what I say is get on your purpose. The women will come, bro. They will come knocking. They will come, man. You know how many women I meet up to last night who want to do my hair? Hey, I'll do your hair. I do hair. I'll do your hair. Oh, for real? You do hair? Like, you have a business card? No, I don't have a card. I don't do hair for a living. Like, I don't get paid for it, but I know how to do it. I'll do it for you. It's free. I'll do it for you for free. What do you think she needs and wants? She wants to invest in me by doing my hair, and what she will get back is my presence, my energy, all this glow, all this presence and power that she sees. She wants that. And perhaps maybe she's hoping that she can get some dick too. Now that's on the more physical side. What about meeting a woman who wants to work with you? She's saying, I want to work with you. I want to help you get this project off the ground. I want to do things that you want to do. I want to do the voiceovers for you. I'll do the videos. I'll give you the ideas. I'll make the contacts. I'll share your contents. I'll help you start it. I'll come and be one of the faces with you. And she's giving you ideas, and she wants to invest. But bro, guess who never really got... I used to have women invest, but for a long time in my life, the women didn't have to invest, bro. Because you know why? My investment in them was so already big. They never had. These women never had to even ask me for sex. because I was already always asking for sex. They had to push me away because I was always trying to hug them and spend time with them. This woman told me once, she said she had children. Man, if I listened to you, I wouldn't even spend time with my children. You want all of my time. You always want to spend time with me and have all of my time. I would just work and come and spend time with you. Simpish me, I thought, well, baby, I thought and said, well, baby, I just love you and I want to spend time with you. I love being around you. But it took me some time to realize what she really said was like, really what she said indirectly was, nigga, you're needy. You're needy. You would even take my time away from my children. Like, I need to spend time with my little ones. And it seems like every time, once you know I'm off, you ask me to come spend the best part of my time with you. I'm off and you ask me to come here at 6 p.m. till midnight. That's the best evening I can spend with my children. You're weak ass, needy, no good for nothing. I don't know what I'm doing with you type of message indirectly. And she did treat me like that. She treated me as I was. Yes, she treated me as a needy, attached man, emotionally distraught, emotionally unhinged man. She treated me rightly as I behaved, as I was on PMO. Because I was chasing her. I always wanted to be in her presence. I always wanted to hug her. I always wanted to kiss her. I always wanted to have sex with her. Guess what she always wanted to do? Push me away. No, man, come on, stop. I don't want to hug. Like, stop. Or I'll reach her and touch her if we spend the night together, and she would just push my hand away. Yeah. So, we're not a victim. I'm not a victim of that. No, because today I understand her biology. I understand her psychology. I understand how her brain is wired. And I've learned to understand mine. And so now they're investing in me. They want to invest in me. And so I ain't teaching no man to chase women. No, man. But I'm teaching you to invest in yourself, to use sex energy transmutation to transmute the semen retention you're on so that you can transform your life from mediocrity to excellence, so that you can have yourself. Because up until you do that, you don't have yourself. You're living societal norms, you're living societal conditioning and all that crap. But semen retention will be the switch that you flip. And once you do that, that will be what changes your life from mediocrity to excellence. And so that's my perspective. That's my stand. I'm an old soul as an Aquarius. That's what I do. An Aquarius spits knowledge. An Aquarius spits facts. We are warm, too loyal, because people step over our boundaries. People trample us underfoot because we are too loyal. If I deem that you're my friend or my colleague or my girlfriend, that's it. It's a wrap. I'm done. I'm attached. I'm going to be here. Whatever happens between us, I always believe that I can work it out with you. Like, I can always forgive you. And I used to be taken for granted for a long time. Primarily by girlfriends. They always knew I was there. My last girlfriend, when I broke up with her, she said, you know what I realized? When we met for closure. Well, I knew it was closure, but she didn't know. She thought we were going to continue talking. No. This is the last time we're going to meet. This is closure. After that, I'm going to change my number, which I did. And she said, you know what I realized? You were always there. You were always there. I could always count on you. I knew you were there. It seems like in my mind, there was never going to be a day that you wouldn't be there. It seems like my mind thought you were like the sun. Like you would never disappear until I die. Like you would always be there because you were always there. No matter what happened between us, no matter what I did, of course, no matter what she did, because she did some horrible things that I would have cut off another woman, but I didn't cut her off because I was in love. I had deep and strong emotions tied to that woman. And she said, but now you're not here. You're not here at all. Just like that. You're not here at all. You're not here physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. You're not here in my life at all. I just looked at her. I let her take that in. I didn't even interrupt. I didn't say anything. I meant to say, well, you took me for granted. But of course, that's what she's saying. And so, just like the guy, Develop Attraction guy on YouTube, the guy who's the Atomic Attraction book guy, his videos are very great. He talks about available men are unattractive. Men who chase women are unattractive to women. But invest in yourself, transform your life from mediocrity to excellence, become that beautiful thing in your own life, invest in your life, and then when you meet that one particular woman or several of them, they will want to invest in you. Because remember, women value what they invest in, and they value what they have worked hard to get. So she has to feel like you're the prize in order for her to respect you and give you the treatment that you deserve, right? But you can't be the prize if you're the one chasing her. Hello? And so, fellas, this is my work. This is what I'm here for. I love doing it. And if you don't have any more questions for me, I'll just go onto my next journey. Give you a few more likes, guys. If you just show up, give me a few more likes. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, find a link to Patreon somewhere on one of my videos, and we can help you by sharing ideas, by teaching you the knowledge, the principles behind Nofap and Semen Retention and Sex Energy Transmutation, as well as the practices that for you to develop that will help you to rewire your brain, and that will put you on that progressive path. Remember, progress is the real shit here. Progress is the name of the game, because progress is, first of all, measurable. You can measure it. You can see where you were 2 weeks ago and where you are now. And progress is also scalable. You can say, whoa, I've accomplished 10. Now I can multiply that 10 5 times and accomplish 50. That's progress. And that's what I focus on. I focus on progress. I focus on rewiring the brain progressively and watch your life change progressively automatically, because you have been rewiring your brain through new principles, but primarily through new practices designed to rewire your brain, your cells, your muscle memory. Because some guys wake up at night, they don't wake up. Their bodies jerk off by themselves without even them knowing. That's muscle memory. We have to work on that too. We have to rewire your cells. We have to recondition, reprogram your cells, your body. Yes, remember that hand that used to stroke your cock? We have to rewire the cells in your body to move differently. So if you'd like to work one-on-one with me, find the Patreon link somewhere and we can work together. Let's listen to that song once again. This is how a man on semen retention walks around. This is how I walk around. Not that I want to, but it oozes out of me. It pushes itself out of me. It's my reality every single day. And by the way, my voice has been getting deeper and deeper by the day. The more I work out, the more I retain, the more I eat. In fact, I eat less now, but I eat healthily. I had salmon today and along with a chicken salad. So really, I mostly ate just meat. Where I have some left, I'm going to eat afterward. I mostly eat lean meat, a lot of protein with a salad. And boy, Sometimes I wake up in the morning, my voice is like, and of course that's very masculine, that's very attractive, and not only behind the mic, but in real life. When I talk to people, like, whoa, I didn't expect you to come from this high pitch or this high level of vocal presence. Not high pitch, like as in, no, as in, yeah, I'm good, how you doing? Somebody would say, hey, how you doing? I'm great, I'm wonderful, how you doing? That's what they talk about. I thought you would just be, I'm good, how are you? As opposed to you're like, hey, I'm good, thanks for asking, how are you doing? Like, I'm fully alive, I'm right here with you. For example, if I ask someone, which I do to cashiers, and that happened this afternoon, I asked, she said, how you doing? Of course, these cashiers, they love seeing me. Some of these stores that I go to nearby, in my neighborhood, they love seeing me. This man's face is glowing, and I mean, this man has a whole world by itself, and he's never accompanied by nobody. Like, what is he up to? We talk here and there. I talk to a lot of people, right? And I asked her, she kind of looks like a dyke, but a dyke that I'll bang the shit out of. Oh yeah. She has that attitude. She has that attitude, and she looks good, of course. They look good in the sense, she doesn't really look too masculine, but I have a really good feeling that she might be that, right? But she's interested. She's always asking me questions and always looking at me a certain way and giving me a certain smile. I'm like, if you are a dyke, if you have a girlfriend, I don't care. You come forward, I'll give it to you, with you and your girl. Because your energy does it for me. And she asked me how I was doing. I said, I'm doing good, How are you? And she said, I said, oh, it's that kind of day? She said, yeah, it's that kind of a day. But I guess I'll be okay. Okay, well, see you soon, huh? Give it that little player face and look and stuff. What am I saying? The energy pulls those women and pull those people, and they want to be by yourself or talk to you, and the energy comes on top. And it compels women and men too to be themselves, to be their real selves to you, to open up to you. Because remember now, the more natural your energy is, the more it subconsciously compels other people to be natural to you. And that's another thing too when it comes to female attraction. The more of this energy you have, the more she feels like she needs to be feminine. There's no need, because she can't be masculine in the presence of your strong masculine presence. It's a natural thing in her. She just goes feminine. Although she may be a dyke. Remember now, she's still feminine, right? She's just displaying masculine behavior. But talking to you, she is in her feminine energy. But talking to another man and another woman, she is in her masculine energy. And that has happened to me a lot. When that lesbian, like in her relationship, she's the man, talking to everybody else, she's very masculine. When she's interacting with me, I just go present and take it easy. Now she's in her feminine energy, talking to me. And this is how it happens when you hear that the lesbian women get pregnant. I think there is a story out there like that right now. She's a lesbian, but she got pregnant by a man. Yeah, because she couldn't resist that alpha energy. She had to be in her feminine and give that up. Although in her relationship, she's a man, she operates in her masculine energy. But with that guy, she couldn't afford that. She had to be in her feminine energy and get some of that masculine energy. This is where I want to be at. So this song symbolizes how I personally walk around and feel, and I believe how most men on semen retention who've gotten to a certain level actually walk around. Let's listen to it.
All eyes on the way I vibe when I walk into the room. Wind blows underneath the soles of my brand new parachute. I got the attention, I'm on a mission. No sweat in the way I step, I got a fresh new attitude. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. New look, got the ladies shook. New watch saying it's my time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now.
Semen retention will get you leveled up. This is my world now. I'm leveled up with semen retention. I'm leveled up with Nofap in myself, in my life, where I am a king. And this is why I come on here to share the same with you, to help you to level up with semen retention, to flip that switch, to walk into that power, into that presence, to find who you are, to become that king in your life. Until next time, namaste. You are on the right path. You are on the right journey. The journey of self-discovery, the journey of self-love, the journey of self-empowerment. Stay on this journey.